कितनी बॉटलें फुलवाओगे यार। इंडिया का एक ही नंबर 1 पॉडकास्ट है और उसका नाम है दोस्तकास्ट। सब्सक्राइब टू दोस्तकास्ट राइट नाउ। यो व्हाट इज अप माय फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ दोस्तकास्ट। मेरा नाम है विनम्र कसाना। आज के हमारे इस पॉडकास्ट के अंदर हमारे खास गेस्ट, हमारे मित्र पारितोष आनंद आए। You know Paritosh through his motivational reels, through his podcast with his brother, Two Peas in a Pod, and also through his video production work and his amazing vlogs. Paritosh यहाँ पे आया, I was able to chat with him for almost 1.5 hours. We talked about a bunch of stuff. बीच में एक इमोशनल मोमेंट आया था जहाँ पे one salute for Indian Army, क्योंकि मेरे को रोना आ गया था hearing just some stories about friendships that I think you will enjoy. और एक फरीदाबाद का लड़का, एक देहरादून का लड़का बातचीत जो करते हैं उसके अंदर जनरली कहीं ना कहीं दिल्ली मुंबई बैश हो ही जाते हैं, तो ऐसे ही करने का मौका मिला. So the episode with Paritosh Anand begins in 3, 2, 1. It's going to be a bit of a... Oh my God, I actually look not that bad.
I don't even know how I look, but dude, I am so fucking proud of myself right now. मेरी माँ बोलती है तू शेर का बच्चा है, ले माँ.
Fucking crazy. Yo.
Seriously.
Yo. Bro, तेरे दांत खा रहे हैं मेरे माइक को. Yo, guys, क्या आप बता सकते हो कौन है? Obviously, you can read from the title. But yo, Paritosh Anand, welcome to Dostcast, bro.
Hi, man.
आप कौन सी एयरलाइन की फ्लाइट लेके आए हो ये बताओ पहले.
Okay. अभी तो फिलहाल भाई अच्छा नहीं, I don't have a quick answer to that. So I would say अभी तो लोकल बस लेके आ रखो भाई.
अच्छा, लोकल बस. सही है. नहीं, मैं देखता हूँ ना, लाइक मैं तो तेरे से बात करना चाह रहा था फ्लाइट्स के बारे में. लाइक फ्लाइट्स पे जाके वाइब करेंगे, क्योंकि तेरे तू स्टोरी डालता है तो कभी विंडो सीट होती है, कभी लैपटॉप के ऊपर एडिटिंग चल रही होती है, हसल लाइफ दिख रही होती है. मुझे लगता है कि गैरी वी और डी रॉक आके इम्प्रेस हो जाएंगे. दिस किड इन इंडिया इज एडिटिंग वीडियोज इन अ प्लेन. But for real, मैं भी I came back from Goa quite recently and there's a specific way in which I book seats.
I'm sure.
ठीक है, मैं जाके सोचता हूँ कि I should get the first 6 seats, 250 रुपये ऊपर देके, so I can have a little bit more chill time, ताकि air hostess और steward मेरे को खास attention दें. I can, everything's accessible. But it strangely backfire, because you can sit next to very random people जो पाद मारते हैं.
Of course, man.
Yeah, what is like a crazy airplane story for you?
Like every flight has its own story, bro. Every single flight has had its own story.
हाँ, एक्चुअली तेरी ऑडियो इतनी आ नहीं रही है, तो ये मास्क थोड़ा सा वो कर दे.
मैं ना भाई 2 मिनट में अपने असली रूप में आ ही जाता हूँ. हाँ. I am so sorry guys to be a disappointment, but it's me Paritosh Anand for you. I'm sorry माँ, मैं तेरा शेर का बच्चा नहीं बन पाया आज.
Disappointments. Yeah.
Anyway, that's life. Life is unfair.
और मैं Zoom TV से एक रिपोर्टर हूँ. Anyway,
but bro, flights are crazy, bro. Like the very fact that you get to see so many stories when you're in there. You get to see so much of people. Like you get to observe so much about people, about what they're up to, what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
That intrigues me a lot. Although I do end up spending a lot of my time working on the flights, but yes, bro. I mean, like flights are crazy, man.
Is there like a specific routine? जैसे अब तू like how you must have taken over 100 flights.
Yes,
domestically.
168 in 2021.
है ना?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of thing that you count कि मैंने कितनी flights ले ली है, right?
Of course.
So you've taken 168 flights in 2021.
Yep.
Delays, landings. जैसे for example, if you've noticed, कभी landing होती है. There's the बढ़िया वाला पायलट जो एक ही उस पे लैंड करता है. कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि 2 पहियों पे लैंड होता है और एक पहिया हवा में ही होता है. ठीक है. तो then I hear people muttering, क्या गंदी लैंडिंग करी है. It's like, bro, like what do you mean? So it's very weird. Like I just from even 168 flights लिए. Anything crazy that blows your mind, like कोई arrest हो गया, किसी ने दारू पी के हरकतें कर दी. Has that happened at all?
I guess I've been a little too focused on my work, bhai. I guess so. Because currently though, I feel so ashamed of myself of not even having one single story to share from all of these flights.
Okay.
But I was like, chill, ठीक है भाई. कोई बात नहीं.
What's like a favorite airline?
Bro, right now, Indigo.
Indigo? Why not Vistara? क्योंकि I was overhearing एक बाप बेटी बात कर रहे थे. By the way, बाप पूरी 2 आवर की फ्लाइट में बेटी ने बोला, पापा मेरी पर्सनल बाउंड्रीज हैं, मेरे को थोड़ी देर रहने दो. पापा कह रहे अरे बात कर लेना मेरे से. क्या यार. बट वो बेटी इंडिगो की तारीफ कर रही थी, बाप विस्तारा की तारीफ कर रहा था. Because I think Vistara is the new kingfisher in India. Apparently that's what's happening. But why Indigo?
2 reasons.
Yeah.
Number 1, पैसा. सस्ता मिलता है फ्लाइट. दूसरा रीजन, I've got a friend who's working at Indigo, तो मेरा फ्लाइट और सस्ता हो जाता है.
Oh, crazy. So are you on that whole system जहाँ पे you don't really have a seat until you go there?
Bro, there have been, I have literally changed my flights after booking one. So like there was this once when I was sitting, I had cleared the check-ins. I had to fly to Bombay from Lucknow. But change of plans. I'm already inside the terminal and I'm changing flights right from there. तो ये भी हो रखा है वहाँ पे सीन.
क्रेजी. तो उस लेवल की मतलब ऐसे मोजो जो पंथी करके कैसे नहीं लगता यार कि मैं भैंचो कितना बढ़िया बन गया हूँ.
तो ये मोमेंटरली सेटिस्फैक्शन होता है, बट जब यहाँ पे मैसेज आता है ना दिस अमाउंट डेबिटेड, फिर जो गार्ड लगती है देखता अबे भैंचो यार 5,000 रुपए गए. मैं
तो टेक्स्ट मैसेजेस की नोटिफिकेशंस ऑन ही इसलिए नहीं करता बिकॉज़ इट्स जस्ट लाइक डेबिटेड. क्रेडिटेड होता है जैसे महीने में 4 बार, डेबिटेड होता है महीने में 16 बार. मैं बोलता हूँ यार क्या दुख है ये.
बिल्कुल भाई.
हाँ ये दुख तो है. बट ब्रो you've been at it for I think longer than I can even. मैं जब कोविड पहला वाला आया आई स्टार्टेड सीइंग योर रील्स.
राइट.
ठीक है. एंड दिस इज हाउ आई केम टू नो अबाउट यू कि पारितोष आनंद है.
राइट.
एंड दीज वर रील्स जहाँ पे सिनेमैटिक फुटेज चल रही है. एंड यू आर डूइंग अ वॉइस ओवर अराउंड आई गेस आई वुड से अ जनरल काइंड ऑफ, जैसे बोलते हैं जिंदगी को थोड़ा आर्टिकुलेट करके समझाना यार कि आप कर सकते हो. आई थिंक फॉर द लैक ऑफ अ बेटर वर्ड, हु वर यू स्पीकिंग टू और हु डू यू स्पीक टू इन योर रील्स?
Myself. Quite honestly. It's just, those are just excerpts that I take out from my own journal. आज कुछ अच्छा लगा, like I sit and write to myself every single night. That's something that I've been following for the past 4 years now.
Right.
So whatever that I feel that is a message that can be put out to the world, something that I've written for myself, but something that can be put out to the world, जिससे यार कुछ भी हो, मतलब अगर बंदे को वो चीज़ सुन के if he's getting moved by just even one bit, I will have made my difference. So I'm not really talking to an audience of thousands out there. I'm just literally just talking to myself.
Yeah. And what is the response like? Like जब ऐसी बात कर, क्योंकि this is a great service where you consciously decide कि मैंने जो ये सीखा है मैं लोगों को बताऊंगा. Do you get messages like, oh my god, this changed my life, thank you so much? क्योंकि there are lots of people out there who are scared, confused, lost, and weirdly enough even for me, अगर मैं कोई चीज़ देख रहा हूँ and I'm lying in bed, काम करने का मन नहीं है, something like a little sliver of hope, some quote, weirdly enough, gets me back up.
Yes, I do get these messages, but initially it used to be all too overwhelming. It used to be like, यार हाँ चलो ठीक है, मजा आ रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. But after a stage, it also had another dynamic to it where it started feeling like a little too big of a responsibility. समझ रहे हो? Like
इनकी मेंटल हेल्थ ही मेरे हाथ में है अब.
वही, because see, there were, of course, there are always people who like, thank you for making my day, this and that, but there are also texts like, bro, you legit saved me from harming myself or committing suicide.
Oh shit.
And those things are a little too heavy to take, man. I'm like, I don't even know what to say in that situation. I was like, chalo ठीक है, इससे बात करूं, can I even try to talk him out of that situation?
Yeah.
I mean, who even am I?
Just a sec. I think I made a blunder.
क्या हुआ? कैमरा चल रहा है.
यार I think something has happened. पता है क्या हो गया? The red light on one of these has just turned off. तो ना वो जैसे इस पे रेड लाइट है ना, वो खत्म हो गई, तो पता नहीं चलता. And I have bad eyesight, so I have to squint. इतने बड़े पॉडकास्ट हुए हैं कई बार, that just never made it.
कोई बात नहीं. Not the only thing that's turned off today. Let's go.
But this must happen all the time, right? Because you use cameras. Like,
हाँ भाई.
There should be a graveyard where great content goes to die.
Aye bro, man, ask me like, man, bro, I fucked up in major situations.
कैसे? Like
fucked up in major situations, like recording a podcast for one of my clients, and a huge ass client. Okay, a huge ass client, a huge ass guest. और वहाँ पे बेंच माइक ही ऑन करना भूल गया भाई. Like that is the absolute basic of a podcast. Fuck the camera, the mic. There is no fucking audio for the entire 50 minutes and I don't even know कि भाई अब इसको जाके मैं क्या बोलूँ यार.
फिर क्या किया?
भाना मारा मस्त एकदम. भाई बैटरी चार्ज करके नहीं लाए थे ब्रो. आप बैटरी तो चार्ज कर लिया करो.
Nice. Saved your ass, but that
improvise, adapt over.
I love how आदमी अपनी गांड बचाने के लिए भी मोटिवेशन का इस्तेमाल करता है.
रील बनाऊंगा इस पे आज.
That's crazy. Yeah, bro, like so many great conversations I've had around this table. मैं भी मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हो गया. This fucking MacBook Pro, sir, dish crashed. उस पे लिखा आ जाता है. Sir नहीं बोलता, वो मैं उसको पहले बना रहा हूँ, Alfred बना रहा हूँ. मैं बोलता हूँ भाई 2.5 घंटे हो चुके हैं, अब क्यों बता रहा है ये? So yeah, it's just weird. Like we think that we have superior technology, but technology fails us all the fucking time.
Tell me about it.
Despite manually देखना कि सब कुछ चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा, कुछ ना कुछ off होता ही है.
Of course.
And you're using high-end equipment, like you have a high-end camera, high-end scene, सारा का सारा. fucking like I don't even know how, were you a camera native always या ये तूने खुद ही self DIY करा?
अच्छा तो इसका एक कहानी बताता हूँ भाई. Like this goes back in high school.
Yeah.
So all of this comes from curiosity, bro. So like I was back in high school and I was a huge ass introvert, right? Like I didn't actually know how to talk to people. I used to avoid conversations to an extent that I would prefer sitting in a corner and having my tiffin alone, just studying rather than just, going out in the public and talking to people. That was just who I was.
You were a full introvert.
Full on introvert. But there was this once when I was sitting in the auditorium और वहाँ पे screen पे एक video चला. और video के तुरंत बाद the credits were rolling in. And the response that those credits got were more than the response that was received by that particular video.
How?
And I was like कि that's just how it is. Like ठीक है. I was like कि भाई ये कौन लोग हैं जिन लोगों ने अपने नाम से अपने काम को एक दाम दे दिया है. I was like कि ये है क्या? Like what exactly is this? What is this skill? What is so special about this that people are legit going crazy over names, not even pictures. Nothing about the video, but the names are intriguing them more. So I was like, चलो ठीक है भाई, let's try to figure it out. क्या है क्या ये? So I was sitting in the library. That was when this tech board, this entire team, वो लोग भी वहाँ पे बैठे थे. मैं जाता हूँ बढ़िया एकदम फूला हुआ बच्चा जाता है उनके पास, एकदम टेबल पे जाता है, बोलता है भैया बता दो जी आप ये क्या कर रहे हो, जरा थोड़ा बहुत बता दो मेरे को. उन्हें कुछ नहीं, ऑफ कोर्स दे बीइंग द बुलीज दैट दे वर. बोले कि भाई ये है प्रीमियर प्रो है, इसमें हो जाएगा सब कुछ.
Premiere Pro. हाँ. You were introduced to Premiere Pro in school.
Yes, class 9th it was. ठीक है.
That's crazy.
मैं घर जाता हूँ, मैं राघव को बोलता हूँ राघव कर भाई डाउनलोड. Premiere Pro. उसी दिन होता है क्रैक वर्जन डाउनलोड. Sorry Adobe. I pay for my Premiere Pro now.
Sponsorship दे देना आगे जाके, माफ कर दो.
So I go back home. The first thing we do is pick up our mom's Samsung something. We go out on the street. We record our cricket का जो हम मैच करते थे. हमने कहा कि इस बार थोड़ी हम clips record करेंगे. We come back home, we compile it, we put a very nonsensical fucking song back to it. And the video we produced, we were like, भैंचो ये तो ऑस्कर जाएगा भाई.
You're so happy when you make that.
अरे भाई, बहुत ही ज़्यादा.
चाहे उसके अंदर जो इनबिल्ट ट्रांजिशन होते हैं ना, जो डिफॉल्ट
वही. एंड यार पता है क्या विनम्र भाई, लाइक टू माई now that I'm talking about it, now that you've mentioned this happiness वाला term, it is actually difficult to find that happiness today.
Once it becomes a work.
Yes, no matter how much you've outworked yourself in that particular video or that particular project, but that happiness in that first initial piece that you received, that was something else, bhai.
I agree. I think school khatam hua tha. This was 12th grade, and I had seen a bunch of films. I was a big rock and roll fan. तो हमारे पास जो iPhone 3 या 4 आते थे उस टाइम, किसी एक के पास था. मैंने हर जगह अपने सोशल नेटवर्क में अनाउंस कर दिया कि हम एक पिक्चर बना रहे हैं.
अरे बाबा,
ठीक है. नो आइडिया हाउ टू मेक इट, राइट. एंड मैन आई हैड वॉच्ड इनफ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एक्सपेरिमेंटल पिक्चरें जिसमें कुछ सर पैर नहीं होता ना, ऐसे ही कर देंगे. दोस्तों को नशे की रिश्वत दी कि आओ भाई दारू वारू पिलाऊंगा, ठीक है. आगे सारे के सारे
सीधे है भाई बेचारे दोस्त भी कसम.
तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं. दोस्त बहन दोस्त की नस्लों पे भी आते हैं अभी. तो वो बेचारा जो लड़का जो आया स्पेशली, मतलब घर से छोड़ छाड़ के कि यार ये प्रोफेशनल काम आ रहा है, उसकी भी शुरुआत है. वो फ्रेमिंग कर रहा है, कभी एक्सपोजर डाल रहा है और रैंडम चीज़ें कर रहे हैं. मैंने कहा एक काम कर, रखर हैरम पैंट पहन, अपनी हैरम पैंट मैंने पहन रखी थी. सामने ये चल रहा है रॉक एंड कॉन्सर्ट, इस पे ना ऐसे यूं करना है, ऐसे कर रहे हैं. एक सीन के अंदर मेरे दोस्त के एक भाई के सामने सुट्टा पी रहे हैं और वो बच्चा डर के भाग रहा है. एक सीन के अंदर मैं मर गया हूँ यही मास्क पहन के, और एक लड़की मेरे को बचाने आ रही है. ठीक है, बहुत ही absurd चीज़. And the thing is, we spent 2 months on that shit and we lost all the footage.
Ouch, man. Wow, I didn't see that coming by.
But when I was trying to edit it on my own, because मेरे को जो क्या कहते हैं, जो standard, I guess क्या इसमें iMovie है ना, iMovie is the software on a Mac, right? At the old Mac. तो the joy of that कि मैं अपने चुने हुए गाने इसके ऊपर डालूंगा, ठीक है. एंड देन मैं उसके ऊपर रेड सेपिया टोन लगा रहा हूँ, ठीक है. एंड देन आई एम फिगरिंग आउट अ वे टू मेक श्योर दैट द फुटेज इज मिरर्ड, राइट. सो 2 of my friends are coming at the same time instead of one. Just little joys like that. I think मतलब मुझे लगता है कि when you move away from say handheld tools जैसे painting, drawing वगैरह, and you get here, there's a lot of creativity that can be done. जब वो काम बन जाता है, like now I don't like to edit videos. मैं अभी भी कभी I try, but I'm like आउट दुनिया में इतने खूबसूरत इतने बड़े बड़े एडिटर हैं that I just stop यार नहीं there's no point मैं I don't want to even try मतलब मैं सोचता हूँ.
But hey bhai, like delegating is a skill bro. Delegating is a skill. Like this is one of the hardest skills that I've, like delegation has been one aspect that I've found myself lacking in the past like 2 years of me handling my work and my agency work, everything else. But the very fact that you have to find people who are almost as good or better than you.
Yeah.
And that is a very difficult benchmark to clear. How do you deal with it? Like how exactly do you feel कि यार भाई इस particular area में ये बंदा मेरे से better काम कर सकता है? How exactly do you go about finding those people?
यार I think it's a problem of submitting your taste to practicality. क्योंकि ना आदमी को दिक्कत होती है टेस्ट की. हाँ, द मास्क इज ऑफ. मैंने बोला था ना पसीने का बांध बन जाएगा ये. मतलब प्रॉब्लम है ना कि क्या प्रॉब्लम है कि आई थिंक वी आर टू इन्वेस्टेड इन आवर आइडिया ऑफ व्हाट दिस विल कम आउट टू बी. हमारी विजन कोट एंड कोट जो बोलते हैं ना डायरेक्टर की विजन है लाइक दिस यू यूज दीज टर्म्स. सो यू हैव टू सबमिट दैट टू व्हाट विल वर्क. And you have to submit that to what is my best USP, what can I do best. I am best while I am writing, contacting people, doing podcasts. Everything else is a second order skill that मेरे को आता है. जो काम मेरी टीम करती है मेरे को वो सारे काम करने आते हैं. तभी I was able to hire a little bit better. ठीक है. But then also realizing कि ठीक है. This is no longer I, it's us.
Oh yes.
तो उनका भी and it's a tough space. You know why? Because as a 20 something you have, especially जब तुम शुरुआत करते हो, the ego and pride that gets you to that place हम कर सकते हैं is the same ego and pride that stops you from going to the whole mature space की जहाँ पे हमारे साथ और लोग हैं. I don't have to do everything myself. And that's tough because you have to enter a kind of a nurturing role ताकि दूसरे इंसान का talent according to your taste cultivate हो. And that's hard. It's taken me a long time. There are much better people, better examples जिन्होंने instantly ये चीज़ realize कर ली. But I think as creatives our problem is we don't trust anyone else with taste. और टेस्ट सिखाना बड़ा मुश्किल है.
Oh yes.
है ना. तेरे हिसाब से जो तू गाना लगाएगा ना तेरे मन में वो परफेक्ट है. कोई और लगाएगा तू बोलेगा यार
हाँ yes.
तूने ये पैलेट क्यों नहीं सोचा कि ये इस तरह के गाने तू जेनेरिक वो व्लॉग वाला म्यूजिक क्यों चला रहा है. समझ रहा है. तो लाइक दोज आर सम प्रॉब्लम्स दैट यू रन इनटू. बट आई मीन इफ यू रन अ 16 by agency like I see that you're doing fine.
Still man, I mean like there's I don't even know how to put it, but there's always a certain benchmark in your mind. There's always a certain threshold that you want to clear anyhow somehow.
मैं फिर this is getting into like philosophical territory. मेरे को ऐसा भी लगता है कि I have stopped now finding I'm trying to at least not invest all of my self-worth into the work that I do. And it's tough क्योंकि जिस तरह से हम लोग पले बड़े हैं like if you look at humans before us या हमारी families भी, their main source of accomplishment or meaning of life comes from relationships, family, ये सब चीज़ें. My friend Raj who runs Stoa MBA, he wrote a tweet कि अब क्या हो गया, we've all started to find satisfaction from work only or meaning from work only. तभी we're like कि यार चलो इसके अंदर पूरा घुस जाते हैं. So I'm okay with people fucking up and making a wrong title. I get pissed off, गुस्सा आता है. But like at the end of the day, I'm like यार ठीक है, मतलब ऐसा कोई मरने मारने का सीन थोड़ी है. There are other. I think one of the things that you do very well is you have an interesting private life.
Oh yes, I do.
I do. And I think if you increase that, this stops mattering as much.
Okay.
Because उसमें क्या होता है, लाइक लर्निंग कर्व होता है. एक बंदा पहले बहुत सारी गलतियाँ करेगा एंड इफ़ यू डू द पेन्स टेकिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्सप्लेनिंग कि ये गलतियाँ हैं, व्हिच टेक्स अ लॉट बैक एंड फोर्थ, इवेंचुअली दैट पर्सन अंडरस्टैंड्स मुझे क्या करना है और उनका अपना स्टाइल कल्टिवेट होता है. एंड समटाइम्स इट्स फॉर द बेटर. लाइक दिस यंग एडिटर आई हैव हायर्ड, ही initially he came, he's 17, he had no idea, but now he's running a lot of things autonomously. And I never thought we'd get to a place जहाँ पे वो autonomously उस चीज़ को चला पाएगा. कभी कभी थोड़ा टेस्ट के लिए बताना पड़ता है कि यार डोंट गो सो फार अवे कि ये हो जाए, so we don't land in trouble. But it's a work in progress. Like I don't know, for your agency for example, you know, We Smile, what are the different aspects? क्योंकि शायद लोगों को कंटेंट क्रिएटर वाला पर्सोना ज़्यादा पता है, ये बिजनेस वाला पर्सोना कम पता है. तो मतलब उसके अंदर क्या क्या होता है? Like do you have editors on the team? You have like graphic designers? What else? Like how does the entire thing work?
So the basic business model is for creators. You know, creators who don't have the space to create content for themselves, but they do have this intention to.
What do you mean?
कि imagine me for example, मुझे content बनाना है पर मुझे पता नहीं कैसे.
अच्छा. Okay.
That is a very simple problem statement that I'm solving for people. For people who don't have the time and space to invest any bit of what they have into something like this. जहाँ उनको पता है कि हाँ भैया यहाँ पे I can go to someone like a Paritosh Anand and he can get an entire fucking team for me and they can just handle it by themselves without us having to do anything about it.
समझ गया मतलब so they won't buy equipment.
Yes.
They won't even think about क्या scripting है क्या है. They just give you a raw idea कि मैं ये करना चाह रहा हूँ.
Yes.
And then it's your responsibility to curate it, direct it,
Absolutely.
edit करना, दे के आना.
सब कुछ right from the scratch.
That's very smart. And people pay for that.
People do.
Right?
People do.
Because they उनका main जो USP उनका जो main काम है वो कुछ और है. This is something they want to do on the side.
Yes, yes. They want to have an image on the social media, which is something that they can rely on as well. Because as of today, bro, like, of course, your offline businesses, they have a certain sustainability of their own, but
Right.
you have to have a certain standing on the social media today. That is the way people are, I don't know if I'm putting this right, but people do take social media to be a sense of trust now.
That's true. Think about यार बहुत सारे ऐसे restaurants हैं that you can arrive at using a friend's recommendation.
Oh, yes.
Yet you go to Google and you're like food near me, and then from वहाँ से तुम छाटते हो.
Yes.
And anyone who's worked on their Google Maps वाला वो system, that restaurant just automatically gets a random traveler in the neighborhood to their doorstep.
Their maps, their reviews,
हाँ, their reviews, yes.
that is how they get it.
Well, it's true, and I think कि since you figured it out, it's easy for you to understand कि यार ये बंदा, for example, he's a B2B executive. Let's take that because that's, I think, is that a big part of your market?
Yes, yes, it is.
क्योंकि B2B, because I've also had this when I was first starting my career in content. I remember I was doing a couple of things, and not enough to like get the world to notice, but enough to get my family and friends to notice. समझ रहा है जो वो initial वो होते हैं.
Instant validation.
ये कुछ बनाता है type से जो वो उस वाली territory होती है. Then I had a couple of relatives reach out saying we do this and that. We also want to do social media, and they use the word social media together to signify that there is little they know about it.
Absolutely.
And fundamentally यही था, हम लोगों ने ये अचीव कर लिया, ये अचीवमेंट्स हैं, बट नाउ हमें दुनिया से बात करनी है, हमें पब्लिक स्पीकिंग करनी है, हम क्या करें? तो अच्छा ठीक है ये कर सकते हैं. तो I figured कि what they're trying to do is they're trying to build authority on social media, right? Like they have built offline, but the rules are very different.
They are. Essentially because the social media has become a source for validation for all these people. Validation अब सिर्फ social media से ही मिल रहा है लोगों को. अभी मैं अगर मेरे को कोई आके बोले, ठीक है, अगर अभी मेरे को आके बोले कि पारितोष तू बढ़िया काम कर रहा है, चल ठीक है, thanks man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But if the same person goes on, comments on my video, shares the video, it'll have a greater impact on me.
Interesting. So has that changed your offline relationships?
No. Then again, I come back to the fact that I do have a private life of my own that I don't share with the social media.
Very important.
And that's a huge, huge aspect of my life, man. Huge aspect of my life. That essentially empowers me for what I do. That gives me all the strength that I have to keep carrying on.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि once you have that, and as you grow on social media, you start to value your private life even more.
Yes.
Even more.
Oh yes.
I've seen myself become more generous.
Oh yes.
More giving of my time to people in my life. क्योंकि मुझे realize होता है कि अच्छा ये एक wave तो इस तरफ जा ही रही है. ये तो this is inevitable.
Yes, man.
I want to make sure I don't lose who I am.
Yes.
So these people act as anchors.
Yes.
Or you realize कि in the chaos of the world, you want someone to come back home to, whether that's a significant other or your family or your friends that remind you. ये दुनिया है.
Absolutely. Because see, this is that one threshold that you clear to get over this illusion that social media is not the validation that you need.
Correct. You have to get there first.
Yes. अभी तक, and it's very obvious for people to feel कि हाँ भैया social media ही है validation. But it's not. Real validation is you just sitting and a thought coming to yourself that ठीक है यार बढ़िया कर रहा हूँ.
मतलब at the end of the day, your sense of self-worth is in yourself as opposed to what you broadcast.
Absolutely.
मैं ये भी बोलना चाहता हूँ on that note, it does help, especially if you have no idea who you are, to start putting out your ideas on the internet, see how the internet responds, and the internet can be a merciless teacher.
Absolutely.
ठीक है? Because it cuts away a lot of the bullshit in your ideas or tells you if you're 2 years too ahead. है ना? तो वो सब इंटरनेट बता देता है. But in the end, I think what is the Naval Ravikant quote? If you want to see the quality of your life, close your eyes, you know. So what you feel is like the quality of your life.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is कि मैं अभी recently I went to Goa to quote unquote rest because I've been working really hard for the last 2 months non-stop, no breaks, ठीक है, recording 3-4 days a week. तो मैं गया समुंदर के पास.
क्या बात है. ओहो.
तो मैं समुंदर के पास जाके बोला, मैंने आंखें बंद करी, बियर पी रहा था. मैंने कहा चैन तो है ही नहीं.
Ouch man.
ठीक है. तो मैंने कहा ये कैसे हो गया. फिर मैं कहीं और गया, किसी और के साथ था. मैंने कहा चैन तो यहाँ पे भी नहीं है. तो चैन तो मैं दिल्ली में भी नहीं था, फरीदाबाद में भी नहीं था, चैन तो था ही नहीं. फिर जब मैं कैब में वापस जा रहा था एयरपोर्ट, तो मैंने आंखें बंद कर ली, थक गया था मैं. 2 घंटे मेडिटेट हो गया, अब चैन है. तो मैंने रियलाइज करा भैंस चैन दिमाग के अंदर है.
कसम से.
ठीक है, चैन आप किसी समुंदर पे चले जाओ, किसी आप पहाड़ पे चले जाओ, भाई देखो मैं पिरामिड ऑफ गीजा पे हूँ, मैं यहाँ हुआ हूँ,
कुछ लोड़ा फर्क नहीं पड़ना.
It's a new perspective for sure.
It is because see, like if the perspective enforces that state in the mind of a person, and it's like कि हाँ यार ठीक है तू चैन में है. If it's constantly passing this, you know, this auto suggestion कि हाँ भैया हो रहा है ये काम, तू है चैन में, तू है, you are in a particular state, then you do tend to force yourself to believe कि हाँ शायद मैं हूँ चैन में. But then again, bro, like it's just a constant battle of you with your thoughts, and you never know where that stops. Having said that, the conscious control of all of those thoughts, it is with you.
That's true.
It is with you always.
Yeah, so when I came back, I shared this with my friend. He's like, मैं भी ये सेम तरीके से था. कहता मैं कहीं पार्टी करता था समुंदर के पास. मैं कहता यार, am I at peace? Have I found out myself? This is this other magical thing that I think all Indians, young Indians are now. I'm going there to find myself for 2 weeks. 3 हफ्ते के लिए यहाँ ढूंढने जा रहा हूँ, जैसे गोरे करते हैं. कोई नहीं ढूंढ पाता अपने आप को. मतलब मैं सोचता हूँ कि यार अच्छा मैंने आंखें बंद करी तो यहाँ भी मिल गया, तो वहाँ जाने की ज़रूरत क्या थी. बट आई थिंक द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट, दिस इज व्हाट ट्रैवल डज, आई थिंक, एंड आई वांट योर ओपिनियन ऑन इट. यू गो ट्रैवल, यू मीट न्यू पीपल, यू सी न्यू विस्टास विद योर आइज. ठीक है, नए एनवायरनमेंट होता है, यू सडनली हैव मोर रूम टू चेंज योर हैबिट्स, टू फ्लर्ट विद अदर आइडेंटिटीज जो शायद अवेलेबल नहीं थी जब तुम घर पे होते हो या तुम्हारे सेम एनवायरनमेंट में होते हो. बट देन व्हाट ट्रैवल डिमांड्स द मोस्ट इज you carry some of that home. You don't forget that. You don't completely regress back to your old self, which is a challenge.
It sure is. But I would say that it's a little subjective in nature as well. Because if especially if the travel has become a part of your daily life,
which is the case for you,
which
right?
is the case for me. So for me, at this point, it's very difficult for me to differentiate between 2 cities and their paces.
Really?
Yes. And I am saying it from the perspective of a guy who doesn't give a fuck about anything that is happening around himself now. I'll go, I'll get my shit done, and that is it. And this is me after a while now.
You're locked in your stuff.
I am locked in into myself, into my own headspace. Not saying that I'm very, I'm a very clear-minded person. There are things that I'm fighting myself. Of course, that's a constant journey. That's a constant path that we're always on. But the surroundings, like the perspective that I had back in 2021 कि यार मुंबई तो माच हो रहा है भाई, ये हो रहा है, but that is not the case anymore. I don't find any difference between this city or that city. I know that I have to get my shit done. I'll go, I'll get my shit done, and I'll come back.
You've made peace with living with yourself, living inside yourself. बड़ी weird बात है कहने के लिए, but क्योंकि ऐसे ही लगता है ना जैसे यार work from home ना गोवा से अच्छा होगा, या वर्क फ्रॉम होम ना यहाँ से अच्छा होगा, बट यू रियलाइज यू आर स्टिल द सेम पर्सन. व्हाट्स इट सॉन्ग है
भाई, वर्क फ्रॉम होम गोवा से तो अच्छा होता है.
allegedly यार नहीं मेरे को. अच्छा तो एक बात होता है, मैं गोवा में गया, आई वाज थिंकिंग ऑफ लाइक एक्चुअली मूविंग दिस होल सेटअप टू गोवा. एज सून एज आई वेंट देयर आई रियलाइज्ड दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल. व्हाई? एक तो इट्स सो स्प्रेड आउट, वहाँ इतने छोटे छोटे गिरोह बने हुए हैं. इंटरनेट इशू, गोवा में इतनी खूबसूरत जगह है, इंटरनेट बहुत लंड का इंटरनेट है गोवा में, बहुत भाई. मतलब मैं 200 मीटर दूर मैं बंदे से फोन पे बात कर रहा हूँ, उसी की आवाज नहीं आ रही मेरे को फोन पे. गोवा इज रियली दैट बैड. द अदर इशू इज लाइक द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, नो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट, एंड टैक्सीज आर expensive as fuck, right?
Absolutely.
So then I realized, bro, this was such a bad decision. Like मैं आ गया हूँ, ट्रैवल कर सकता हूँ, but you cannot move something to there on account of it isn't like कि अगर आपको PC खरीदने जाना है आप नेहरू प्लेस चले जाओ.
वही
गोवा के अंदर हर चीज़ के छोटे 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 गिरोह, and we all forget that it's a state.
Oh yes.
That's one of those weird things that just fuck with you because you think you're going to a city, but you're really going to a state with multiple cities inside it. So I realized कि हाँ, if you are just a laptop toting guy जिसका कोई equipment नहीं है, जिसको कुछ setup नहीं करना, you can work from home in Goa. Beyond that, it's a problem.
It is. You know, I had pretty much the same case myself. Back in 2019, I'd gone to Goa for 7 odd days. 5th day, I was all in. I'm like, I'm moving into the city, man. I'm loving it here. But
कहाँ रह रहा था गोवा में? अंजुना में. Oof.
I know. Sorry.
नहीं, oof as in like that's pure party.
I know. That's what I said. Sorry for. But dude, I mean, like, I was all in. कि अब तो गोवा ही है भाई. अब तो गोवा ही move करना है. It didn't happen. But a couple of years later, I realized that it wasn't Goa that was making me want to stay there. It was how I was in Goa.
Interesting. Much more relaxed in Goa?
Nahi. I mean, as a creator, I found more space to create there. You know, people weren't really looking at me with a judging perspective कि ये क्या कर रहा है, ये है, वो है, जो भी है, whatever the fuck. And I was like कि चलो ठीक है, I can find the space to be with my own self, be by my own self.
Yeah.
I don't really have to worry about what the other person is thinking anyway, which was something that I used to worry about back then.
Yeah.
You know, that is a stage that you have to go through when you're a creator, especially when you have a camera on to you 24/7.
Right.
So I felt the freedom there. I was like, fuck dude, यहाँ पे साला मेरे को लोग मिल रहे हैं, people are recognizing me. I'm able to vlog like crazy. I'm able to put these videos out every single fucking day. I want to move to the city, man. This is mad. Didn't happen. But a couple of years later, I realized that it wasn't the city, bro. It was just you. It was how you were. It was the way you were operating there. It had nothing to do with how the people were there or how they were judging you or how they were not. But it was just the kind of space that you were in. And it's not that you cannot recreate that space anymore.
Even at home, for that matter.
If it was created back then, it can be recreated now.
True that. Have you trekked up in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand?
Pura. Himachal pura घुमा हूँ.
Acha, have you been to Grahan?
Yes, I have.
Grahan क्या है?
Yes, I have done Triund. Have you done Triund?
I haven't done
Triund is a beautiful trek. Then I've also done this one trek in Uttarakhand, Chopta Tungnath.
हाँ,
It's not a trek, but dude, it's beautiful when
I've
it's covered
seen a
with
bunch
snow.
of IG influencers cover it lately.
Of
अब तो आ गए हैं सारे, but हाँ. अच्छा, when did you go to Grahan?
Grahan was back in 2018, bro. So I have like, bro, कहानी तो रही है मेरी. ठीक है. So like I started all of this as a tourist guide.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I wasn't creating content back in 2018. ठीक है. मेरा ये था कि चलो ठीक है भाई, fit हूँ, बढ़िया हूँ, I can lead treks, all of this.
Yes.
So I started reaching out to all of these travel agencies back in 2018. I was like कि भाई vibe हूँ, बढ़िया मस्त मौज कराऊंगा तुम्हारे ग्रुप को, ले चलो, भाड़े का दिन का 500 रुपये दे देना, मेरा काम चल जाएगा, शाम की एक ओल्ड मॉन्ग, एक पैकेट, खत्म मेरा काम.
पारितोष, जैसे आइडिया कैसे आया है टूरिस्ट गाइड का? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं देखा होगा ना ऐसा कोई टूरिस्ट गाइड पहले.
बिल्कुल.
क्योंकि टूरिस्ट गाइड बड़े बकचोद से होते हैं, पिक्चरों में भी दिखाते हैं ना कि वो राइम्स में ही बातें करते हैं और मतलब लुभा देते हैं आदमी को. भाई
मैं हूँ फिल्मी बंदा, फुल ऑन फिल्मी बंदा. ये जवानी है दीवानी देख के तुम्हारा भाई हिल चुका था अंदर से. मैं कहा बैंचोद, मैं तो बनी ही हूँ, मैं तो वही हूँ, मैंने तो ट्रैवल ही करना है जिंदगी में. दैट वाज हु आई वाज. एंड ट्रैवल रियली, it used to hit me back then very differently. Discovering new places, talking to new people, and especially the sheer excitement of me getting to talk to people, because I was an introvert back in high school. So
right.
All of this was new to me, and it didn't feel bad. It didn't feel uncomfortable. It was like something new. बढ़िया यार, मजे आ रहे हैं. So the newness in it was what was exciting me to do it all the more for.
Yeah. Also, you have the chance to leave.
Oh, yes.
Which is very important. I think school के environment के अंदर ना, the reason as many exciting conversations or as much free conversations don't happen is because you see the same people again and again and again. तो जब वो एक pressure removed होता है ना इस conversation में, I can just, हम bench पे बैठे हैं, side में stranger बैठा है, I can just walk away.
True.
There is nothing that this person owes to me or I owe to them. It's just a moment जहाँ हम बात कर रहे हैं. That's it. So then you decided कि travel agent, tourist guide बनना है.
हाँ, ठीक है. तो I was a tourist guide. दिन का भाड़ा मिल रहा है 500 रुपये. And I was doing this one trek to Tirthan Valley. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. तो वहाँ पे मैंने सोचा कि चलो कंटेंट भी बना लेते हैं थोड़ा बहुत, आईफोन पड़ा हुआ है 5S है, थोड़ा बहुत रिकॉर्ड कर लेते हैं, एडिटिंग थोड़ी बहुत आती थी. आई रिकॉर्डेड दैट वीडियो, आई केम बैक होम, आई एडिटेड, आई पुट अ नाइस म्यूजिक बिहाइंड इट. And the co-founder of that agency said, "Ki, bros, give this video to us. We want to post it." And I didn't even know that he would owe me money for it. And the next thing I know, he's transferring me 20 fucking thousand
For that video?
for that video. And like, bancho.
ये कौन सा सामान है वीडियो प्रोडक्शन का जो 20,000 रुपए मिल रहे हैं आईफोन के वीडियो के लिए?
I was like, भाई ये तो बढ़िया है भाई, यही धंधा करना है हमें.
हाँ.
So I was like, ठीक है भाई, next trip से apart from just being the tourist guide, I was like, dude, I'll create content for you. You'll get this video. And this was something that I started doing for Make My Trip, Go Travel Tales, Stay on Scale, all of these companies. I started doing, I was all mad with it.
As a tourist guide, would you go like this? जैसे तो ग्रुप के साथ भी ऐसे सेल्फी लेते हुए कि दोस्तों आज हम यहाँ पे आ गए हैं, थोड़ा इंटरैक्टिव भी था, or was it like more cinematic, just showing the hills or whatever?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
But initially, just the cinematics of it.
Okay.
The moment I started doing वो वाला, मुझे थोड़ा वो vlogging वाली फील आने लगी, ठीक है. And that was when it hit me कि क्यों ना YouTube पे भी डाल के देखे यार इसको. ट्राई तो करते, क्या चला जाएगा. लेकिन तो 5 लोग 10 लोग देखेंगे, अपने घर वाले ही देखेंगे, बढ़िया, उनको भी मजा है, वो भी देखे मैं कहाँ जाता हूँ क्या नहीं करता हूँ. Did this for an entire year, bro. And I hit 1,000 odd subs in, 1,000 subs in a year is nothing absolutely.
Yeah.
It's nothing. But the little introvert in me was like, 1,000 लोग.
तू यहाँ पहुँच गया है?
हाँ. कहाँ साला तू स्कूल में एक बंदे से बात नहीं कर, यहाँ 1,000 लोग हैं बैचो. 1,000 लोग ने तेरे लिए बटन दबा दिया, भाई ये तो करना है. और क्या करना भाई, कुछ भी नहीं, तू जा रहा है, तेरे को पैसे मिल रहे हैं घूमने के. तेरे को मस्त अपनी तरफ देख के बस ये बताने कि तू कहाँ पे है, तू क्या कर रहा है, तू खाना खा रहा है, क्या खा रहा है, तू यहाँ जा रहा है, कहाँ जा रहा है. A little information about that place, and that is literally it. Put all of those pieces together, formulate a story, and put it out for the world to see. That is what people want to see. People want to see an experience while sitting back home, something that they are not able to experience themselves. FOMO पे चल रही है भाई पूरी जिंदगी सबकी.
That's crazy.
तो यही था, like that was where it started for me. And after a point I was like, चलो ठीक है भाई, if production can really fetch me this much money, let's just try to do it in a bigger scale. From travel I went to entrepreneurs, and that is it.
I can't believe you got 20,000 rupees for an iPhone 5S video. That just blows my mind. And this is 2018 की बात है?
2018 की बात है भाई.
बहनचोद
मस्त मजा.
20,000. और क्या था, कितने मिनट की वीडियो थी?
अच्छी खासी भाई.
अच्छा.
एक like it was a 59 second video. उस समय 59 second ही चलती थी.
59 सेकंड. दोस्तों,
हाँ,
होप है.
यस.
आदमी ने 1 मिनट की वीडियो, आज रीलर से पूछो, उनके दुख पूछो.
मजाक में बना के, भंडी में बना के, पिछली रात के हैंगओवर में उठ के बना के.
One like, one salute for
Let's go guys.
Dehradun army. Fucking crazy. Yeah, so but like talking about growing up in Dehradun, लोग अक्सर बातें करते होंगे आपका शहर बड़ा खूबसूरत पहाड़ों का. They would expect a certain kind of पहाड़ी bent, but maybe you've lived in both Delhi and Dehradun. Dehradun is very urbanized, right? As opposed to say उसके आसपास के और जो इलाके हैं, वहाँ पे जॉली ग्रैंड एयरपोर्ट भी है, सब कुछ भी है. तो your childhood wasn't like कि तू और राघव पहाड़ों में भाग रहे हो, मम्मी ढूंढ रही है, कहाँ चले गए? नहीं, वो नहीं था ना.
Not at all. Not at all. Like that is what we would envision it to be as well. कि हाँ, like 2 kids growing up in a mountain, this is what life would be like.
हाँ, कि लकड़ी काट के लेके आ रहे हैं.
लौड़ा लकड़ी बेंचो, कुछ नहीं भाई. Life was also fucking complicated because in Dehradun everyone wants to be like people in Delhi.
Yeah, same here also.
Here people want to be like people in Bombay.
हाँ,
ये हो गया अभी. Like everyone wants a piece of the cake which is in the other plate. The grass is always greener on the other fucking side.
So you wanted to like, तो क्या होता था कभी? Was there anyone who was hanging out in the mountains or just like जो शहर के लफंडर थे?
भाई हमारे लिए तो अपन लफंडर लोग के क्या 30 मिनट और ऊपर मसूरी में हो तुम स्कूटी में मस्त.
अच्छा,
रोज का था मसूरी तो.
और you were used to just सारी रैम्प वाली रोड्स?
हाँ.
Because again I've lived on flat land all my life.
Yes.
तो जो मतलब वहाँ पे स्कूटी कैसे पार्क करोगे इंक्लाइन पे?
So it used to weird me out, It used to weird me out whenever. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Like I've had a bunch of friends coming to Dehradun and they'll be like, भाई गाड़ी धीरे कर दे, उल्टी आ रही है. हाँ. चुप काय को बे?
हाँ.
क्या है चल रहा है भाई ये तुम्हारा? तुम्हें उल्टी क्यों आ रही सीधे सीधे रास्तों में? कि नहीं भाई यहाँ पे बहुत इधर उधर वो है भाई, टर्न्स है, ये है वो है, लोड़ा लसन. मैंने कहा ठीक है भाई कोई बात नहीं. But this comes with it. But पता क्या है, like The people in Dehradun,
Yeah.
I would say they're still 10 years way far behind.
It's like Tibet and China. मैंने कौन सी की किताब में पढ़ा था कि तिब्बत में शायद 20 साल पहले टीवी आया था.
अरे भाई.
नहीं मैं समझ रहा हूँ. समझ रहा हूँ एटलीस्ट इन द सेंस कि जैसे यार वहाँ पे स्टारबक्स नहीं आएगा फॉर एग्जाम्पल.
हाँ,
है ना.
हाँ.
बट यू गेट लाइक अ नाइस मॉम एंड पॉप काइंड ऑफ कैफे.
Yes.
है ना.
Yes. Also in terms of the mindset that people carry, especially in terms of the careers.
So standard careers, doctor, IAS type की चीज़ें.
Yes. So I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I left the National Defense Academy.
I know.
You do? Okay. So for 3 entire months, I was grounded, bro. Like literally, like not allowed to go out, not allowed to meet people.
बाल छोटे कर दिए.
बाल तो छोटे थे भाई, गंजा एकदम मस्त पूरा. So like when I came back from the academy, for 3 months, I was like, I was treated like a no fucking buddy. Like the little few friends I had from high school, no contact whatsoever because they're like, "एक चूतिया सो साला, छोड़ के आगे लौड़ा. You're a fucking coward. You're a disgrace to your family. This, that, all that jazz."
अच्छा कितनी हैरोइंग बात है कि मादर चो तुम चले जाते ना इंडिया में.
And bro, पता क्या? Till date, I get people who say that you wasted a seat.
Oh my God.
You're a traitor to the country. You wasted a seat.
Oh my God.
Yes.
For real?
Bro, I'll show you one fucking email right after this podcast.
हाँ.
That guy, I was studying in a college back then in Dehradun itself. That guy followed me all the way from my college till me reaching back home.
हाँ.
And he's mentioning every single fucking detail in the email, saying कि मुझे पता है तू घर कितने बजे निकलता है, मुझे पता है तू घर कितने बजे पहुंचता है, मुझे पता है तू अपनी कुतिया को कितने बजे वॉक ले जाता है, मुझे पता है तेरी माँ कितने बजे निकलती है. बच के दिखा. That was what he wrote in the email.
Legit stalker.
Yes, bro.
Because you left the NDA.
Because I left the National Defense Academy.
Insane. So how did you deal with it?
I didn't. I just carried on.
And then it stopped.
It had to. Not for the reason that I left the academy, but for the reason that I was choosing to do something for my own self.
I think it's a little unfair what people have done. Because यार एक बात बताओ, आप चलो देश प्रेम जरूरी थोड़ी है, आर्मी में ही जाके होगा और भी तरीके से हो सकता है, right? And it's a little unfair. It isn't do or die, right? If you have the option to exit, तभी तो वो option लेते हैं.
True.
अगर option ना होता, if this was really a death contract to be in the army, you would know, right? There would be no. The fact that you can, choose to get out is an example कि that option exists. ये shaming वगैरह करना, I think is just stupid BS. I say, अगर आपको आप क्यों नहीं गए? मैं तो ये सोचता हूँ ना कि जो लोग घर पे बैठ के बोल रहे हैं आप क्यों नहीं गए?
वही see, like all of these people who are saying that you've wasted a seat, these are the people who've actually gotten screened out or conferenced out in the first place. These are the people who've not been able to clear the written test in the first place. ये वो लोग हैं, the people who are actually frustrated seeing another guy follow his own dreams, rather than them doing any shit about it.
Yeah, it's very unfair, bro, and I don't think people should go through that. क्योंकि यार इंसान के, अब बताओ फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, कोई और इंसान है और वो करने जाता है, सडनली रियलाइजेस कि उसकी फैमिली के अंदर किसी एक हादसे के अंदर सब खत्म हो गए, राइट? नाउ ही हैज टू गो एंड टेक केयर ऑफ हिज एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी व्हाटएवर, राइट? एंड इफ ही लीव्स द एनडीए, राइट, एंड दैट स्टोरी इज नॉट नोन टू ऑल द हेटर्स, वो तो ये बोलेंगे सीट, अरे बहनचोद मेरी जिंदगी तबाह हो गई, मेरे को जाने दो. तो बट आई विल से, मेरा एज अ हंच है, आई कुड बी रॉन्ग. Did you pick up any kind of discipline from that and still use it in daily life? कुछ तो सीखा होगा उन 3 महीने में, है ना?
Till date.
मुझे लगता है ऐसा.
Till date. The 22 days that I lived in the academy have changed my life altogether, bro. I've seen myself, I don't want to use this term, but I see myself as a fucking machine. I know that I can get shit done when I know that I can get shit done. It's just in the mind, and that is what the academy taught me. That strength is not here in your body. It's here in your mind.
Isn't that the famous Navy SEALs quote? When you think you're done, you're only 40% done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तूने तो डेविड गॉगिन्स और ये सब देखे होंगे, जॉक ओवलिंग वगैरह. Bro, डेविड गॉगिन्स को देख के डर लगता है यार.
अरे भाई.
He's relentless.
He is, भाई. Fucking ruthless, he is.
He's I was talking to Abhijit Iyer Mitra, who's a defense fellow at ORF Academy. Who's a defense fellow at ORF Academy. मैं उससे बोल रहा था, why don't people from the Indian Army say get the same. अब जैसे थोड़ा change हो गया, there are a couple of people who even go on podcasts and stuff. But जैसे एक level of celebrity that say Jocko Willink और Goggins enjoy, उस level का वो army celebrity वाला या army influencer वाला आया नहीं है हमारे पास इतना ज़्यादा.
I would say that from the little I know about this, but there are protocols.
Oh right, like privacy वाले और ये सब.
Yes, so from what I know about it, you're not even allowed to disclose that you're a defense serving personnel out in the open public.
Okay, maybe to your family and friends.
Of course.
किसी public forum में जाके
yes. You cannot go on, like going on to Facebook and just revealing your entire identity out there is just putting yourself on a public space for anyone to see. Literally anyone. So, maybe.
What were the kind of people you met at NDA? किस तरह के और youths थे जो आए थे वहाँ पे?
Bro, like, I would like to share this one incident right before going into the academy. So, I was passing through my medicals and there was this one case where I was legit on the borderline. They were like कि तेरे को pass करे या ना करे ये वाला scene. Because
eyesight के लिए?
नहीं. It was something else.
अच्छा.
But the criteria was like I could have been passed and I could not have been passed. It was just legit on the
33 out of 100.
Exactly. ये वो ये like the whole soul will of the doctor in charge in that situation. And I was kind of disappointed with the way he said that why do you even want to join the Indian Army? You're someone who would do better as an engineer or someone for that sake. I was like, why do you have to demean your job like that? What do you mean that I can be better off as an engineer, or why can't I just serve my country this way? So, you know, a lot of dynamics into it, man. Like it was a little bit weird to see the kind of perspectives that people had for the Indian Army. Because once you correlate it with the kind of passion that the kids have when they join the National Defense Academy, it's mad, bro. It's mad. The camaraderie in there, the fraternity, the brotherhood. People are willing to stand with you no matter what. If you're a part of the squad, you're a part of the squad, man.
This is something that is universal across fraternities, armies, soldiers, medical workers.
Yes.
Going through tough shit together is the best thing for your friendship. If all your friends do is बैठ के बकचोदी करते हैं 3 साल से, तो you need a tragedy. Yes. I really mean that.
Yes.
I really mean that very sincerely. You need a tragedy, something bad to happen to one of you, or something that you collectively fight against to really cement your friendship. We all did this tough thing together and here we are.
Absolutely.
क्योंकि especially in male friendships, because male friendships, like even males have a difficult time just sitting and talking. They need to be involved in an activity to maintain conversation.
Devoid of fucking emotions.
है ना? मतलब there are different kinds. Like, you know, maybe I'm expressive, you're a little less expressive, vice versa. Maybe you're more, क्या कहते हैं, stoic, maybe I'm less. Example है. पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ बुरी चीज़ देख लेना साथ या उसे एक्सपीरियंस कर लेना साथ में, वो दोस्ती को डिफाइन करता है. उसके अलावा कुछ भी क्योंकि कोई स्टेक्स नहीं है ना. There are, what is there's a quote I read on Twitter said that friends are the people who show up when the risk is higher than the reward. जब तुम्हारी पीठ टूट सकती है उल्टी होके. And I think I don't know anything else. I think I feel so strong on the inside because of my family and also my friends जो ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने साथ चीज़ें सही हैं देखी हैं. और वो चीज़ें आप मतलब, you know, nothing against internet friendships, but you can't really recreate that. I think physical presence or converting online friendships to physical friendships is absolutely important.
It is, bhai. Especially in the kind of era we're living in right now.
अब जो है.
Yes. It is very vital, bhai. It is. It's extremely vital because, and I do also believe that the pandemic has had a very huge impact on it, bro. The way we perceive relations and friendships now. Like me, for myself, I've never really had a very huge circle to go ahead with. Like I've had a handful of 5 people in my life.
Same.
And I'm like, ठीक है भाई, तुम लोगों के लिए जान भी हाजिर है. तुम लोग बोलो, I'm literally just a call away. That is how I am to my people, and that is how they are to me as well. And just as you said, yes, you need to have one dip down before you actually realize the importance of those people and the ones who actually stand. That is necessary, bhai.
I'm getting very emotional now, but I remember कि जैसे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है जब कोई बुरी चीज़ होती है ना, तो you see all of your friends as boys and like some of them turn out to be men.
Oh fuck, man.
You know, like just फट रही होती सबकी, लेकिन कोई नियम है, अंदर से गांड फट रही होगी.
हाँ.
आएंगे, you know. One of my friends, his grandfather expired, and it was COVID, so no one was willing to. So one of my friends and I went, and we helped him got through it. And that day I just sat in my bathroom and made 46 tweets because something changed inside me, just seeing death up close. And I've seen death before, but I've always seen death as a kid. Death being handled, bodies being handled by adults around me.
Right.
As I sit and observe.
Right.
I think it's a rite of passage. मेरे को ऐसे लगता है कि all boys need tragedy, and all boys in friendships need tragedies together to really bring out the strength inside them. तो आदमी फिर फट्टू रहता है, क्या करता है वो जिंदगी भर यहाँ से वहाँ घूमता रहता है, चल यार गेड़ी मार लेते हैं, वो भी ठीक है.
That's a part of it.
बट यू नो फिर वो सब्सटेंस से नहीं आता, वो भारी आदमी होता. समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ.
डेप्थ नहीं आ पाती उस चीज़ में. द डिप डाउन इज द एक्चुअल डेप्थ.
अब तू किसी को देखेगा सामने, जैसे कि यू नो लाइक यू आर ग्रेट फ्रेंड्स विद समवन, यू आर लाइक तुम थैंक यू नहीं बोलते. तो मैं तो आउट ऑफ पोलाइटनेस बोलता हूँ आज भी, बहुत अच्छे दोस्त. पर वो होता है ना कि तुम यू कैन सडनली सी लाइक 10 years of history.
Yes.
तो it's wonderful, and like it's weirdly enough these are the things that have compounded. When we were 16 or 15 हमें लगा था जिंदगी कुछ और होगी, but ultimately the sense of meaning has come from the friendships that have stayed.
Absolutely.
The people that have, you know, we've grown up with. I don't know, like, and this is maybe like a byproduct of having nothing else to do also in cities like ours. हमारा कुछ करने को नहीं होता था यार, कुछ करने को नहीं होता था सही में. कोई कैफे नहीं है जहाँ हम जाके बोले भाई यार कैफे में जाके बैठ रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. So I don't know, just थोड़ा वो मेरे को एकदम पे चीज़ें याद आ गई. I got a little emotional.
Hey man.
Hey guys, tear reveals. Another thing I like about creators, जिसमें मेरे को लगता है ना जैसे टीचर स्टाफ रूम में बैठी होती हैं, there's this in like inner respect among creators. वो ये है कि भाई आप कैमरे के सामने कतराते नहीं हो कभी. ये I think the real test of being a creator is कि भाई अगर आप कैमरे के सामने आपकी फट रही है, आप किस बात की क्रिएटर हो?
Of course, भाई.
You know?
Of course.
तो वो बड़ा अच्छा. Just wanted to say that.
Hi bro.
Yeah. Anyway, how's Delhi treating you? You've been here what? कल परसों ही आया ना देहरादून से.
Delhi तो अभी like recently Delhi is just like bro, like Delhi has made me realize that home is not really a place, man.
Oof.
It's people that make home.
That's true.
It's literally people that make home. I mean, like I can be 1,000 kilometers away from my own place, from the place that I was born. But if I'm with the right people, I'll never feel homesick. And I could legit be in the terrace of my own place back in Dehradun. And I am devoid of those people in my life. And I'd be like, fuck dude, kuch to andar se void ho raha I feel. Am I homesick?
Yeah. One of the problems or opportunities of leaving your hometown is, मैंने किसी कोई पुराना Persian quote है मैंने पढ़ा था कि is your heart gets split in many pieces, and then it is in every single city that your you know so-called lovers or friends live in. और वो जितनी weird चीज़ है ना, like if you live in your hometown the entire life, it's one place, one heart, ठीक है. अब कुछ यादें एक शहर के अंदर हैं, क्या करोगे जाके? तो वो टूटता चला जाता है. फिर आदमी इब्न बतूता बन जाता है.
पर होता है भाई. I mean like Delhi's been good, bro.
Yeah.
Delhi's like the very fact that it's number one, it's very close to home.
Yeah.
It's like Dehradun is what 4 hours away from Delhi.
Yeah.
And I still get to connect with myself here. Not with the city, but with myself whenever I'm here.
What's like your favorite neighborhood to go to in Delhi?
रजौरी है भाई.
रजौरी
तो मस्त पंजाब है अपना तो बढ़िया भाई. I mean like the thing about Rajouri is that it's so fucking happening all of the fucking time. सुबह 6 बजे से लेकर सुबह 6 बजे एक तो भाई अंकल लोग पहुंच जाएंगे पार्कों में और हंसेंगे भाई. I don't know, but that instills such a good feeling of positivity in me, man. Like right at 6 a.m. in the fucking morning. People laughing for no fucking reason. क्यों हंस रहे हो भाई? नहीं पता, पर हंस रहे हैं, मजे आ रहे हैं. क्यों हंस रहे हो? नहीं पता भाई. But dude, it's good, man. Like that place is a vibe of its own.
I should go check it out. मैं तो बहुत साल पहले गया था, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, फरीदाबाद से लगा आपका दम टूट जाता है, सेंट्रल दिल्ली तक आते आते आप ऊपर जा नहीं पाते हो.
मेरा टूट गया था भाई आज. Fuck dude, 90 fucking minutes man.
It takes a while bro. Like मैं तो what I want is कि some kind of a super highway that connects all of these, ताकि 15 मिनट हो जाए, because like commutes are a bitch, especially like you came in an Uber, so you're sitting in the back, क्या करेगा, texting करता रहेगा, काम करता रहेगा, just like closing your eyes and just chilling. That happens rarely. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do listen to yours.
All right. Sweet. तो तुम्हारा क्या सीन चल रहा है? You relaunched again 2 Peas in the Pod.
Yes.
I love the intro by the way. Lord का New Year resolution बहुत अच्छा था. Like
that is actually true. That is actually true. Like 2022 has been the year where I've stopped believing in resolutions, man.
क्या करना है? वो तो पुरानी बातें हैं.
कसम से बहनचोद. I mean, like at this stage, I just want to make sure that I am outdoing my own self in every possible way. That is it.
यार मेरे को ना ये चीज़ें ना आर्बिट्री लगती हैं. Like even Valentine's Day for that matter. Not that I'm dating anymore, but like, oh, today is the day when I get to commemorate my love for you based on this arbitrary Christian saint, जिसका कोई वो यहाँ relevance नहीं है, but अब हम करेंगे. तो ऐसे में तो हम ये बोलते हैं कि मदर्स डे में मम्मी को वो नहीं दिया. Every day is Mother's Day, bro.
For fucking real, man. But you know, like coming from this smaller city, these occasions, these little occasions, they're celebrated as the little things that really make your bond special.
That's true. That is also true.
Especially for the reason because now this is the mindset that you have. चलो ठीक है भाई, साल में एक दिन तो आएगा जब मैं इस बंदे को या बंदी को अप्रिशिएट करूंगा. No matter how bad it is, but it still is that mindset.
Yeah, definitely. जैसे और कुछ करने को नहीं होता तो at least it gives you a ritual to participate in.
Yes.
वो तो होता ही है. Do you have Archies in Dehradun?
अरे भाई क्या क्या लूटा इन सालों ने मेरे को क्लास 9-10th में भाई. अच्छा 9-10th में थोड़ा प्ले बॉय हो गया था मैं. ठीक है, बढ़िया एकदम. मैंने कहा कि भाई SJ का हूँ मैं, SJ का सिस्टर स्कूल है CGM. ठीक है, तुम्हारा भाई करेगा सिस्टम पूरा. ठीक है, बढ़िया एकदम. उससे
You were in a boys school?
हाँ नहीं, it was 90-10 I would say.
90-10?
Yeah.
My God. ठीक है. Just like YouTube India.
हाँ, of course. So CGM was all girls. ठीक है, तो अपना भाई फुल एकदम उस मोड में आ गए. ठीक है, 500 रुपये मिल रही है महीने की पगार घर से, पॉकेट मनी. मैं कहा भाई कि अपना भाई करेगा पूरा लड़कियों को इम्प्रेस. बढ़िया एकदम. फेसबुक में जाके अपनी DP के अराउंड हार्ट्स बना रहे हैं. ठीक है, तू
अंगद हार्ट हैकर टाइप का बंदा था.
और कमेंट्स में फिर ऐसे लिखने यू को UH. ठीक है, आर लुकिंग सो क्यूट. और उसमें भी यू स्मॉल H कैपिटल A. पूरा भाई फुल प्ले बॉय मोड बेंचोद. तो आई वाज ऑल इनटू दैट शिट. आई वाज लाइक कि भाई कैसे पटेगी लड़की ये बताओ. गिटार यस ठीक है, कैसे पटेगी लड़की. आई यूज्ड टू प्ले द पियानो बैक इन हाई स्कूल. ठीक है, क्लास 6, 7, 8 पूरा पियानो बजाया.
Could you play Emptiness by Rohan Rathore?
Oh, I did that shit, man. I did that shit after my first breakup, which was me breaking up with the woman. But I was like, I have to be in a sad state. I have to be in a sad state. How am I not in a sad state? I left her, okay, but she left me also.
ओ भाई तूने मेरे जाना. अरे fucking song. मेरा मन करता है अपने सर में गोली मार लूं मैं वो गाना सुन के आज.
Fucking shit it was.
Yeah, but did you buy cards at Archie's then?
कार्ड्स लिए, मग्स लिए, की रिंग्स लिए 350 की भाई. क्या लूटे हैं.
Women's deodorant, that's also a thing, but it's a little frowned upon. अब नहीं लेना होता. But किसी की बर्थडे पार्टी के लिए जाते हैं तो you don't know, तो you go to Archie's and you just buy whatever random shit.
Yes.
And मेरे को भी Archie's की जब गिफ्ट मिले ना, मेरे को रियलाइज हुआ कितनी बुरी ये माया जाल है. आप किसी को Archie's का देते हो, वो आपको Archie's का देता है. सब लोग Archie's का सामान यूज़ कर रहे हैं. Then Archie's, at least I was very scared of giving cards. मेरे को बड़ा अजीब सा लगता था कि मैं बहन जो अपना नाम मैं कार्ड दूंगा. मैं ओपनली ऐसे कर रहा हूँ. मैं कार्ड ले लेता था, मैं देता नहीं था.
Why so?
मुझे अजीब सा लगता था यार कि मेरे को पूरा एक कार्ड लेके अपना इजहार करना पड़ेगा. Then I also realized कि people didn't use cards the way they're supposed to be used. They would just say I love you, नाम. अब कार्ड में अपनी पूरी फीलिंग लिखो ना कि मैं क्या चाह रहा हूँ, मैं ऐसे प्यार करता हूँ. मैं
I have been more of a letter guy.
Yeah, same. I am
like old school love type, bro. I would much rather have a piece of paper, not slit my wrist and write with my blood. कि करीना ये रही प्यार की निशानी. ये ले
भैया 1 रुपए की ब्लेड देना.
I did that with ketchup though. I am sorry.
अच्छा केचप के साथ, that's fine. हाँ.
But it's just okay, on the same page. But वही था, I mean like I am old school love type of guy, man. Like I'll do this shit like I am a hardcore Valentine's Day believer as well. Like चलती आ रही ना प्रथा, हम करेंगे बहन चोद माँ की चूत, हम
Extremist, love extremist.
अरे एकदम भाई, पूरे साल भी देंगे इम्पोर्टेंस, पर इस दिन तो देंगे,
दीवाना कर देंगे, टेडी बेयर फाड़ देंगे 5-6.
मस्त एकदम.
Fucking weird. I can't believe how teddies are the thing that are supposed to be associated with love in the world. कि ये जानवर का जो ये इसको भूसा भर देंगे इसके अंदर और ये प्यार का इजहार है.
Teddies. I was scared of bears, bro.
Like actual bears.
Yes.
You never saw one. देहरादून तो कहाँ है?
अब भाई जंगल नहीं है देहरादून. हाँ. ये लोगों को लगता है कि साला कि
जरूरी होता है कंफर्म करना.
लोगों को लगता है देहरादून से थोड़ा हो जाओ तुम्हें हाथी दिख जाएंगे, ये दिख जाएंगे, वो नहीं भाई, शहर है हमारा भी प्यारा छोटा सा क्यूटी.
पर वो बिल्कुल ही खत्म हो गया लेपर्ड वाला कल्चर. लेपर्ड कल्चर ऐसे कह रहा हूँ जैसे लेपर्ड डेली चाय पीने आते थे.
ना it's totally done. Totally done.
Because when Ruskin Bond wrote about Dehra, उसके तो पूरा म्यूज ही देहरा था. Now he's moved to Mussoorie, right? He would talk about कि बैंचो कभी लेपर्ड आ रहा है, कभी कुछ आ रहा है, कभी गर्ल विद ब्लू अम्ब्रेला आ रही है, कभी मेरे को प्यार हो रहा है किसी से, ये सब. And long walks and stuff, that all changed. You know?
Oh yes.
कोई छोटे मोटे हैमलेट्स हैं आज भी जहाँ पे ऐसी जिंदगी व्यतीत हो रही है जो गांव के अलावा, that you know.
Not in Dehradun anymore, I would say. But in the near about proximities, yes. Although I would say that even Mussoorie has become way too commercialized.
Yes.
Now, bro. Like everyone is just traveling there for the sake of it. You know, just because it's cool now. Mussoorie is cool, वहाँ से view अच्छा आ रहा है.
लैंडोर क्या?
हाँ, of course.
लैंडोर is still a bit preserved, है ना?
Yes, because only the people who want to have the experience of it go there.
हाँ.
They want to know what Landor really feels like.
You've been to Rockabye Manor as well?
Yes.
What a great place.
I've performed at Rockabye Manor.
For what?
I used to be in a band before.
All right, bro. Same. तो पर क्या perform करा वहाँ?
I used to play the guitar and the mouth organ.
हाँ.
So we were in this band.
You could actually play the mouth organ?
Yes.
तो उसके अंदर there are these small holes.
Yes.
And if you
inhale, exhale.
हाँ. मुंह को छोटा करके करना पड़ता है ना?
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite tricky.
Yes.
I recently learned.
It is. But it's good, man. It brings you the vibe. So like every possible hotel and every possible restaurant in Mussoorie.
Yeah.
I've done that shit. Dude, I've done shit in my life, man. I've tried every possible thing.
It seems like it.
I've tried every possible thing. And you know, the more I talk about it, the more I realize that कि हाँ भाई, like मेरा life has been nothing but an experimental suit that I've done for my own self and my brother. अब उसको पता है कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं. इसने सब tried and tested कर लिया, उसके लिए क्लियर बात होगा कि ना भाई मेरे को ये सब बकवास नहीं करनी, मैं बस अपने सीधे बात में हूँ.
हाँ, वो ब्लैक शीप किसी को बनना पड़ता है. तो कौन सा होता था? एल्डेस्ट चाइल्ड इज ऑलवेज द सैक्रिफिशियल वन. क्योंकि आप सारे कांड कर लेते हो, आप फिर वो आप परिवार का भी बेसलाइन लोअर कर लेते हो कि आपको लगता है आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस अभी गिर नहीं सकती. ये लो और गिराता हूँ.
Yes. तो bro, this was the case. I got 95 in class 12th. माई पेरेंट्स वाला ये बंदा स्कॉलर है, इसको जेई के लिए प्रिपेयर कराओ, ये IIT जाएगा. मुझे कोचिंग में डाल दिया, 1 साल में 3 कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स मेरे स्विच कराए. So I've done everything possible, bro. Like in that span of 5 years, every possible thing: academics, music, traveling, guiding. Then finally into content creation, production, agency work.
Talk to me more about guiding people. What was that like? क्योंकि मैं समझता हूँ कि अब मैं शायद गाइड ना लूँगा unless I'm in a very abstract foreign place. I'd much rather befriend a local और उससे पूछ के चलूँगा. But like when you are guiding people through these treks, गाना गाते हुए, कोई props use करते हुए, अच्छा फिर टूरिस्ट हर टाइप के नहीं होते, बूढ़े टूरिस्ट भी आते हैं, डरे भी होते हैं. कुछ किस्से बताओ उसके अगर ऐसे याद है तो.
यार, I used to be that one kid who's always loud. That one kid who will just come up to you and fill you up with so much energy that you'll be like, यार ये कर रहा है, हम भी करते हैं ना थोड़ा. क्या है ये, क्यों है इतना एक्साइटेड, ऊपर क्या है ऐसा रखा हुआ, ये क्यों ले जाना चाहते हैं हमें, कि what exactly is it?
Right.
So that was what I used to bring on the table back then. I used to know nothing about the place.
Just invent shit.
हाँ, अरे तो
ये मलबड़ी का पेड़ है.
वही करता था मैं कि ये बहुत मशहूर पेड़ है, 2 लाख साल पुराना, आप भी देखो, ऊपर जाके एक लेक आएगी जो आपके सारे गमों को खत्म कर देगी, उसमें एक स्नान लेके देखो. हाँ, सब करे, ये बकचोदी पूरी करी है ये मैंने. ये
सब पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के लिए ट्रेन कर दिया आपको?
अरे मस्त एकदम भाई.
Because I know you've done like fucking like 100 speeches or something.
Yes.
क्या दीवार पे ऐसे वो लिखता है
क्या
कि जो जेल में दिखाती है ना कि लाइनें लगा के कि कितनी हो गई?
I do that.
तो but like what do you talk about? Because I was trying to find, like I couldn't really, I was able to piece it together. Like what do you generally talk about in these speeches? You've done a bunch of TED Talks as well.
Yes, I've done 4. So I talk about stories, bro. My story.
But just whatever you've done.
Literally it. Like not exactly what I've done, but what I've got to experience from it. For example, I came back from the academy. The hate that it brought, what was my take on it? How exactly did I get over it? How exactly did I get over the closest of all people coming and telling me that, dude, what the fuck? You're a disgrace to your own family. You're a fucking coward for having done what you did.
My God.
This is the least of all things.
तू चक दे इंडिया में जब वो वाला सीन आता है
अरे रोता हूँ मैं तो मस्त अरे माँ कसम
पी जाते
अरे भाई बच्चों की तरह रोता हूँ मैं तो भाई मैं बोला ना मैं तो फिल्मी बंदा हूँ भाई जहाँ तिरंगा दिख जाता है मैं तो भाई मैं तो रो जाता हूँ माँ की कसम. तो it used to be this is what I talk about, man. I mean, like the first speech that I ever gave in my life was a TEDx talk.
Straight up.
Yes, straight up. So,
how did you land that? I think it'll be helpful for people as well.
Sure. So I was pushing content out like literally regularly. And it's this one thing that I've learned about the social media that really gets you through, which is perception marketing. You are what you show the world. No matter how toxic it might be on your own self, but this is how it is. The image that you portray to the world is how they perceive it.
Right.
If I choose to come up here, मैं एक अभी वैगनर में आया हूँ, ठीक है. Had I been coming here in an Audi, you would have perceived me in a different way. Maybe, of course you wouldn't, but to any person on the social media, if I show that story,
appearances matter.
Yes, yeah, they do. Because people are not seeing what is going beyond that one particular story. That is the only piece of content or information that they're consuming. So that was what I used to capitalize on back then, before landing my first speech. So I used to act as this one figure that is just out there trying to help people as much as possible. This one kid who is here with an idea to share with the world, a story to share with the world, and is just seeking that one opportunity that he can connect the two bridges with. That's it.
You speak like a motivational speaker.
Do I?
Narrative.
ऐसा है क्या?
हाँ, अच्छी बात है. It's your training, because when you try to go give a speech, and I have given speeches as well, it's very important कि तुम ज़्यादा nuance पे ना जाओ. As in you don't go in too much depth.
Okay.
Because if you're addressing a general audience, you have to find the lowest common denominator that associates with everyone, right? This is what I also realize about content. Make too much nerdy content, you will have like a great cult who will really enjoy it and benefit. But if you want to, you have to think about, do I want like a small impact or a big impact?
True.
And that's when you make these choices. ये stylistic choices होती है ना कि मैं यार बजाय बोलने की कि चलो let me give you this one instant from my life और मैं उसमें एकदम घुस जाऊंगा. Instead you give a narrative, right? ये तो तेरे को पता है ये stories के अंदर होता like there's a beginning, middle, end, है ना, all of those things. So but you didn't go to any, तूने कोई speech classes नहीं ली, you weren't like
नहीं कभी जिंदगी में नहीं.
हाँ, this is all coming from your experience being a tourist guide. From introvert to extrovert की तो journey है. उसका natural progression था. अब speech देना.
Yes. I would give all the credit to me being able to speak to all of those travels that I did back in 2018 and 19. That is literally it. But you touched upon something very, very interesting here, Abhi. This cult community. Like I am someone who focuses on building a cult. I'm not someone who's reaching out to the masses right now. I'm not like to the people who follow me, like the 130 odd K people on YouTube who follow me. I'm not saying them कि भाई हमें like ये करना है वो करना है ये करना है. I'm like bro, I am here for you and that is literally it. That is all I care about. I am not doing कि हाँ भैया चलो ठीक है, I am traveling to this place, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Now I am creating titles, creating thumbnails and having descriptions and SEOs which I know my people would like to watch.
Right. You've identified who those people are.
Yes. I know that, okay, if I have 130K subscribers on YouTube, they'll be there, there'll always be these 25, 30 or 1,000 people who will turn up no matter what. And that is where the real monetization is. I don't want 1 million subscribers with only 10,000 people showing up.
That's true.
I want 100K followers with 50,000 people showing up. That's the kind of conversion I want.
And I think if you do long form content, people really see you for who you are because you cannot hide.
Yes.
है ना?
Yes.
Which is why I think मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि if people do more live streams and podcasts, it's also great. Also vlogs for that matter. Because no matter how much you try to carefully manicure the edit, तुम्हारे natural errors और flaws दिख जाएंगे. And it's those things
that really make the people connect.
Yes, not like कि तुम कितने बड़े फन्ने खाओ.
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. कभी भी नहीं.
This is something I realized about stories a long time ago. Is if you boast too much about achievement, not boast like तुम अगर बात करते हो मैं ये हूँ मैं वो हूँ मैं ये हूँ मैं वो हूँ, you instantly isolate yourself.
True.
Right?
True.
When people, weirdly enough, people go to the internet for all kinds of reasons. A big reason that people go to the internet is to eliminate loneliness.
Yes. Essentially to fill up a void that is there in their lives currently. So, you know, if you can do anything to make people feel that you're the same, you're pretty much in the similar spot. Because, see, like all of us, we literally do have the same problems.
Right.
But we're at different levels of our life. Right? Like I would be at a different level. Someone out there would be at a different level. But our problems are still the same.
Yeah.
He's doubting himself. I'm doubting myself too. He's going through a certain phase where he's, you know, not quite certain about this path that he's walking into. So am I. But the levels of our life are different. He's doubting himself for, you know, he's still confused as to what he has to choose, science or commerce, maths or
कल ही मैं
computers.
लाइव स्ट्रीम कर रहा था, क्वेश्चन आया मेरे पास कि 20 कॉलेजेस थे, मैंने 2 कर लिए, कौन से चूज करूं? लाइक नो कॉन्टेक्स्ट. मैंने कहा यार मैं कैसे बताऊं?
Yes.
It's such a weird, but I see where he was coming from.
Yes.
कि when this confusion blows up out of proportion और तुम सारी रिसर्च कर लेते हो, तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब हो जाता है बिकॉज तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम्हारी सारी जिंदगी इस डिसीजन में डिपेंड करती है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता.
True. And this has also taught me to stop demeaning problems. You know, this comes very obvious to people. You know, whenever the other person is venting about their problems, they're like कि भाई ये क्या ही दिक्कत है? दिक्कत तो मेरी लाइफ में है, तू ये सुन. होता है भाई. और I have been a victim to it myself. Victim and in fact a culprit. Whenever I hear people talking about their problems, I'm like, बहनचो क्यों रो रहा है तू? ये हो रहा है तेरी जिंदगी में, मेरे में क्या क्या हो गया? मैं तो अभी मस्त खड़ा हूँ. But when this door opened for me, when I actually realized कि यार इसका भी तो down the line वही है problem. Even he is confused, but he's just confused about something else, and that is because he's at a current level in his life, at a certain level in his life. क्या पता जब वो आगे progress करे, इसकी भी problems वही हो जो मेरी हैं.
Yeah, that's what you do in your content. You take these small themes, जैसे self doubt हो गया,
Yes.
insecurity हो गया, and I think that is something कि 5 साल का बच्चा से 50 साल का आदमी relate कर सकता है. So that's the core of human emotion.
Absolutely.
As opposed to, you know, taking something specific. Now, of course, the problem with that is कि यार लोग तुम्हें वो कर देते हैं कि क्या motivational speaker है ये सब. There's a very cynical attitude
Yes.
on social media when it comes to, say, for the lack of a better word, ज्ञान देना. Not even ज्ञान देना.
ज्ञान चोदना.
हाँ, yours are more like, I would say, poetic. Yours aren't very preachy.
They're not.
ठीक है ना? पर ये तो तेरे पास भी आता होगा ना कि क्या बेच रहा है, ये सब सारा कुछ.
हाँ. Of course. There'll always be this group of people who treat of themselves to be, you know, कि हाँ भाई हमारी जिंदगी में सब sorted है, तू देख क्यों रहा है? To them I'm like, तू देख क्यों रहा है?
True that.
As simple as that. If it's not of any value to you, fuck off. Just go ahead. I am not creating this for you. There are 1,000 other people who want to see it.
मुझे इस बात पे समझ नहीं आता. How do I barely leave comments unless I say like congratulations किसी को, या और I'm saying कि किसी की मैं अपने किसी दोस्त की ले रहा हूँ, मैं कभी कमेंट छोड़ता ही नहीं हूँ. ठीक है. और I just like reshare on my story कि ये बढ़िया काम कर रहा है, देखो. किसी की निंदा करना, उसकी नफरत करना, कमेंट्स में जाके ये टाइम लगाना 2 मिनट कि तू एक हरामी है, तू एक लोड़ू, ये लिखना, तो मैं रियलाइज करता हूँ ये आदमी किस जगह पे है और मैं किस जगह पे हूँ. It's just not the same.
What makes a person do it?
Bro,
What is it?
A lot of it is just attention. Because you know what, and we're all guilty of it to some degree. क्या होता है कि after a certain point, all you see about a person is their persona.
Yes.
You dehumanize them. As creators, we have to believe that we are dehumanized. ठीक है? तेरी जिंदगी में क्या चल रहा है मुझे पता है, तेरे को पता है मेरी जिंदगी में क्या चल रहा है, क्योंकि हमने बैठ के भी थोड़ी देर बात करी है. ठीक है. इससे पहले हम भी क्रिएटर्स हैं, हम कोलीग्स हैं, राइट, रफली. For the rest of the audience, and I'm saying this full disclosure, you don't really know what's going on in their life. So you see this machine persona, इसका काम है बनाना, चीजें करना. And I think there's also the other thing people want to see if you can stand strong. There are a bunch of reasons. एक ये भी होता है यार कि just attention, मेरे को तो attention बहुत बड़ा लगता है
भाई. लेके लाइव स्ट्रीम में आ रखे हैं, पहले गाली देंगे, उनका जब उनको एड्रेस करो, अरे भाई बिग फैन.
हाँ.
There have been cases like these as well.
वो तो शॉक वैल्यू है. जैसे आप एक पॉडकास्ट के अंदर पहली वाली पार्ट फनी हुक डालो तो अब हम ये सारी चीज़ें जानते हैं तो लाइक वो एक हुक वाली चीज़ है. तो बट लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी आर यूजिंग शॉर्ट्स अ लॉट ऑन दिस चैनल. आई एम सरप्राइज्ड जब हिंदुस्तान की जनता देखती है ना, जिसको कोई आइडिया नहीं है क्या चल रहा है, और उसमें जो हेट आती है मेरे को हंसी आती है. बिकॉज आई डोंट इवन नो. I've gone to this place mentally where I am detached from all of that. This is happening. But not fully. ऐसी बात नहीं है. Because you also read comments.
Bro, I respond to every single comment.
Every single comment.
Every single comment. Oof. I go extremely bullish on my community building, bro. Every single comment on my Instagram or YouTube will be replied to by myself.
And what's like, do you not feel like ज़्यादा हो रहा है? Like, especially like यार जैसे एक होता है ना like input. Getting high quality input in, but you're just getting only conversations and comments in. Doesn't it fuck with your head a little bit?
I don't allow myself to think about it.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't have the space to put myself or my mind to think about this because I have better things to think about.
You just take action. कि किसी ने बोला मैं reply करूँगा.
हाँ. और this is not something that I do consciously. ये ऐसा है कि हाँ भैया चलो ठीक है. I'm talking to someone. I know that I don't have to put my mind to it. But हाँ ठीक है भाई. ठीक है. I can type without even looking at my screen now.
After processing almost 200 messages a day, have you become like a lazy texter?
हाँ यार.
मेरे से नुआंस में बात ही नहीं की जाती. कोई लंबा पैराग्राफ मिलता है, मैं बोलता हूँ yes, okay, no.
ओ भाई लंबे पैराग्राफ से तो एक ही चीज़ याद आती है, क्यों आया मैं रिलेशनशिप.
हाँ वो मेरे को अपने सिंपिंग के दिनों की याद आ जाती है. मैंने कहा यार नहीं इतनी बड़ी बात नहीं. 3 lines max to max because people are busy. Yeah, मैं आई थिंक कुछ ना कुछ तो सिस्टम फिगर आउट करना पड़ेगा. समवन एल्स हु जस्ट कम्स एंड सेज कि हफ्ते के आपके ये मैसेजेस हैं, यू वांट टू सॉर्ट थ्रू देम. बिकॉज़ इट्स आल्सो वियर्ड. यू जस्ट ओपन इंस्टाग्राम, ओह मैसेजेस, यू नो, लेट मी जस्ट चेक, एंड देन यू आर लाइक रात के 11 बज रहे हैं. सडनली आई एम इन लाइक रिप्लाई मोड वेयर आई शुड बी लाइक स्लीपिंग. इट्स वेरी वियर्ड.
Well, this is a constant fucking cycle, man. Especially with, you know, not talking in terms of messages or communications, but ever since the attention span has gotten shorter, the time that we are spending to consume content on the social media has somehow increased.
Weirdly enough, हाँ.
That's quite strange.
क्योंकि उसमें नॉवेल्टी है ना. अब मेरे को ये नहीं है कि मैं 1 घंटे एक ही चीज़ देख रहा हूँ. बेंचो मैं 1 घंटे में 60 चीज़ें देख रहा हूँ. उफ.
वही.
Dopamine explodes.
वही. That's crazy.
And that's the rise of relatable content.
Oh yes.
Relatability isn't a term that I think was used for content in 2013, 2012, 2014. You remember it?
Yes.
Right? Relatable isn't a thing that people used. Right? It was just like funny videos.
Yes. उस समय Vine चलता था.
Vine चलता था.
Vine was like the 6-second platform.
Yes.
But dude, comedy in 6 seconds.
I like constraints.
Even I do. Because especially this is literally putting your entire creativity to test. कि तुम भाई you have to execute on an entire fucking idea.
In 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
That's crazy.
That's mad, bro. And people made it big on Vine. Like everyone we see on the social media, especially in the West Side, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, King Batch, all of these people, dude, they went mad on Vine.
I know King Bach. I did not know who Mr. Faizu is until today. आज मैंने उन दोनों के साथ में वो देखी थी video where it's, by the way, brilliant on their part. King Bach is like यार इंडिया की ये TikTok वाली audience पकड़ते हैं. He does I think ये मिस्टर फैजू उड़ के गया होगा उसके पास, जहाँ पे कहीं, एंड ये लोग नॉर्मली खड़े हैं पार्क के अंदर. देन सडनली जो टिकटॉक पे ट्यून नहीं आती है, और वो धीरे धीरे चल रहे होते हैं. देन किंग बाक एंड मिस्टर फैजू इमीडिएटली वेयर अ कुर्ता, और सामने से लड़की आ रही होती है और इग्नोर करते हुए जा रहे होते हैं बिकॉज टिकटॉक इज सिग्मा मेल है. बट आई वाज लाइक दैट्स सो फनी दैट दिस कोलैबोरेशन इज हैपनिंग एंड इट्स जस्ट you have no context into these people's lives, but you just know कि template क्या है. Yes. And you play on the template. So in a lot of ways, you're right. It builds massive creativity. In fact, the problem with podcasts is that they run for too long. I also understand, you know. But usko banana is a different set of challenge because there you have almost no constraints. Absolutely. So you have to constrain the conversation to a few limited topics.
True. But, you know, to a great extent, I'm also like, I've always been a very hardcore long form content supporter.
Yeah?
Yes. Like I am.
तू और तेरे भाई बात कर रहे थे ना पॉडकास्ट के अंदर कि यार ये शॉर्ट फॉर्म ने हमारी जिंदगी खराब कर दी है.
नहीं, जिंदगी खराब बेंचो. Like dude, we're like यार content is what I'm not against short form content. But currently, I don't like the idea of what is actually being called famous or good content. Clips out of this podcast, great content. But a person literally just dancing on a trend on social media, that making it to 5 million, 10 million views, and that creator being paid in lakhs for one fucking video, that is what pinches me a little, because we're out here spending days trying to figure out new skills, trying to expand our teams, trying to expand our empires. But those kids, they're literally just waking up, अभी आज क्या करना है, चलो ठीक है, ये ट्रेंड आ रखा है, सामने रखो फोन, नाच लो थोड़ा, इधर उधर छमियापंती कर लो, हो गया भाई.
That's just the way the world is moving, bro. It's I wish मैं भी सोचता अगर ऐसा है, बट ये तो रियलिटी है, कुछ कर नहीं सकते. मैं अच्छा, मेरे से कभी डांस नहीं हो, तू मेरे से बोलेगा ना कि यार ऐसे मैं बहुत अच्छा डांस करता हूँ, लेकिन ऐसे नहीं कि ये फोन पे गाना चल रहा है, इसके अंदर ये करना है या फिर ये करना है.
हाँ, अरे
I can never do it, bro.
Fuck, dude.
So, but you know, I was with a girl and she had to make a reel for a specific company. I'm so glad I overheard the conversation. Not going to mention the company or the girl, but उनको 6 topics मिले and they had to execute these reels for this company's page in different ways. Like, अच्छा, इसके अंदर एक काम करना, एक लड़के की आवाज़ यूज़ कर लेना, अपनी आवाज़ यूज़ कर लेना, इसके अंदर ये उंगली वाला डांस कर लेना जो मैं बता रहा हूँ, इस वाले के अंदर क्लोजअप कर लेना. ऐसी बात नहीं है. लोग जो पूरी मतलब देयर आर सोशल मीडिया मैनेजर्स डेडिकेटेड टू मेकिंग श्योर दैट द रील्स स्टे.
यस.
और वो उसे वही बता रही थी फोन पे कि इसे हुक करने के लिए पहले 3 सेकंड के अंदर ये करना. एंड फॉर मी, हैविंग लर्नड ऑल ऑफ दिस पेनफुली इन द लास्ट 3 years, आई एम लाइक fucking crazy. इस चीज की भी जॉब बन गई है. This is something that is being commissioned, and interns are being hired to make this.
Yes.
Reels is a science now, bro.
Yes. People study reels. There are people who will be. I've legit had emails of people saying कि I'll study your analytics. I'll tell you what to make reels on. Like bro, तू घर पे बैठ. मुझे वो कर रहा है जो मुझे पसंद है. हाँ. ठीक है, of course, you know, all of this jazz, that is important. You have to study your own analytics. You have to see what's working on the social media and what's not. But at the end of the day, who are you doing it for?
Why do you do podcasts? Like, तू और तेरा भाई क्यों करते हो? Like, any particular reason why you started?
That is the only time that we get to talk. That is literally true, bhai.
Bro, same. मैं मतलब,
That is literally true. I mean,
आदमी इतना बड़ा कंटेंट क्रिएटर बन गया कि कह रहा है बहनचोद प्राइवेट कन्वर्सेशन भी ब्रॉडकास्ट कर लेते हैं.
Yes, bro. Yes, that, and this is how we talk. This is, we haven't talked since the last time we made a podcast. Simple.
ये भी नहीं भाई आप ठीक हो, हेलो हाय.
अरे वो तो भाई सालों हो चुके हैं ऐसे कॉन्वर्सेशंस को, ब्रो.
अच्छा जी.
We went about things with each other on our podcast.
That's crazy.
And
so a lot of editing must have happened. नहीं.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. हमारे पॉडकास्ट में there is literally no editing.
I think it's smart when both of you are content creators now, you know what to say and what not to say.
Yes, bro, that does make a difference. Especially, you know, when you've had considerable amount of experience of what gets people to hate on you, you know what to put out there and what not.
Very smart. When I first started out, मुझे पता है, मेरे को प्रखर बोलता था भाई तू स्ट्रीम पे आ जा, लेकिन तू बहुत उल्टी बातें बोलता है. ठीक है. एंड हमें ऑलमोस्ट जितनी भी स्ट्रीम से मैं बनाया, when I was just starting out, प्राइवेट करनी पड़ती थी. क्योंकि आई कुड हेल्प बट मेक अ जोक दैट वाज सो डार्क या ऐसा कुछ कि मतलब कोई ना कोई कम्युनिटी तो ऑफेंड हो जाती थी. फिर मैं बोलता हूँ भाई हम देख फ्री में मीडिया ट्रेन हो गए हैं. और गाली भी बहुत सोच, इट्स नॉट लाइक आई एम सेंसरिंग माई सेल्फ, बट देयर इज दिस आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द कैमरा, यू नो इट बेटर देन आई डू, यू लर्न
ऑफ कोर्स भाई
टू हैव एज मच फन. और वहाँ वो कंस्ट्रेंट वाली बात आती है. इट इज द फन इज इन व्हाट यू डोंट से. द फन इज कि वो बहनचों का जो म्यूट कर लिया. People don't realize it. People को लगता है कि ओ यार आपकी फ्री स्पीच मार रहे हैं फुल. ऐसा नहीं होता यार.
You're leaving something for the audience to guess as well.
Yeah. It's that whole fucking softcore porn thing. पर्दे में रहना तो पर्दा मत हटाओ. That works. Right. So bro, what are your plans now? Like you're working on We Smile, your agency. You're making your own content. Like do you have like plan कि content भी बनाना है? Do you want to become like a Gary Vee like figure जो अपनी agency भी चलाता है? Then he does content. Like do you have like a roadmap?
To your surprise, no.
नहीं.
I know, especially after how my life has been like in the past 4 years, I'm like, dude, I'll just live it one day at a time, man. Literally, that is literally it. Of course, that doesn't say that I don't
flight to flight, vlog to vlog.
Literally. I mean, like, I would literally get a call tonight of one of my clients saying that we need you in Mumbai tomorrow. I'd be like, cool, I'm flying down.
तो तू जूम में यकीन नहीं करता?
किस में?
You're not like a Zoom guy.
Not at all.
You believe in physical meetings.
IRL it is. नहीं आती है भाई वो vibe. कभी जिंदगी में ना आ पाई है ना कभी आ पाएगी. It's just a virtual platform that is segregating you and just creating an entire illusion.
I believe you.
Bro, मैंने यार I've condemned myself for it. I have given speeches by reading my notes while being on Zoom. It's like fuck dude, मुझे ये नहीं करना है. And then I used to go back to that, to that Paritosh Anand who used to be so fucking impromptu on stage. And I used to be like, भाई उसमें मजा आता था यार. ये क्या, you're just doing it for the sake of that one tick कि चलो हाँ ठीक है 68 से 69 तो गए speech. ये वो वाला scene हो रहा है. So this dude 2020, 21, the entire pandemic, this scene, it had a toll, man. It had a seriously heavy toll. But of course, it's these things that actually make you embrace what you really had in the first place.
Right. True that. बड़ी weird सी बात है कि you end up going back to the things you naturally gravitated to in childhood.
True.
Unless you're working a dead ass job, वो चीज़ करने के लिए फिर और समय लगता है. But like now ऐसी वही वाली बातें हो रही हैं. That on my stream yesterday I was karaokeing on a rock song. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था. All my life I wanted to be a rock star. To get to do that now and like not feel guilty about it or like weird, it's a good place to be in, no? Like you're kind of like saying 16-year-old me, come meet 25-year-old me. Let's make you both meet. इस बंदे की aggression और drive और इस बंदे का natural curiosity मिला लेते हैं. Good place.
Absolutely. You still get to, you get to connect that bridge between yourself and the person that you really want to be.
And I think one of the things that you and a lot of other people that I follow have cracked is being okay with yourself on the camera to the point कि तुम अपनी insecurities भी embrace करते हो. क्योंकि persona इतना tight नहीं है. Yes. I don't feel afraid talking about it anymore because I know that there are hundreds out there with the same insecurity, which they would feel only nicer about. Right.
Of course, me putting it out there in the open is not a way of dealing with the problem. That is not the solution. The solution would be doing shit about it. But if me putting it out there is making 100 other people feel a little less alone, a little more courageous about it, I'm like, ठीक है ना भाई, क्या जा रहा है?
That's true. That's really service.
100 लोग चले जाएंगे ये देख के, पर अगर 10 लोग आ जाएंगे, सही है ना? That is again, coming back to the point that I made, community building. That's something that I'm going heavily bullish on.
Do you think you will do like town halls and stuff?
Town halls as
मतलब जो यार वो meetups वगैरह तो करता ही रहता है ना?
I do.
You do a lot of meetups.
More than 100 people showed up in Bangalore, bro.
That's crazy.
I was blown away. I was literally blown away. I was there for like 3 days. The moment I landed into Bangalore, my DMs flooded. I was like, ठीक है भाई, आ जाएंगे 10-20 लोग max to max.
कहाँ मिला? Like how do you decide? क्योंकि दिल्ली में तो एक ही जगह लोधी गार्डन सब मिल जाते हैं.
So there was this wonderful place, a co-working place. It's called the Hub Bangalore.
अच्छा.
It's like I'd sat down with those people like a couple of days ago, and they were like, they were pretty nice, pretty chilled out people. So I was like, I'm planning to do this little meetup with my gang. And
little meetup.
Yes, little meetup. I was of the impression that we'd have a little meetup, which was why we hosted it in the co-working space down there itself. उन लोगों ने, that guy legit reached out to me saying कि भाई अगर इतने लोग आने थे तो हम terrace arrange करवाते ना, बता तो देते पहले. But dude, it was crazy, man. I mean, like there was this guy who came from 2 hours away. Then he offered me to drop me until the airport, which was another 2 hours. And then he went all the way 4 hours back to his place.
That's fucking crazy.
That is. And till date, I was never able to make peace with the fact that why would he do it? Kyun? Like, why would anyone do it? Like, because I have never been someone who's, preached heroes in my life. And, I've never been someone who's be like, bhai, is bande ko, yaar, ye to kya banda hai, bhai, ye wo. So all of this comes very new to me. I'm like, yaar, kyun karega koi banda aise? Why would someone cry for my sign?
For real? That happened?
Yes. I still have a video. I wasn't able to breathe in that situation. There was this girl. Her name's Suruchi. She was in her tears while I was signing a piece of paper. And I was like, dude, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
That is the power of just putting the real authentic self out there. People literally treat you as a member of their own family, as someone they closely know and relate with. And that is something that I love about this space, man. I mean, like, the lowest of all possible days, I go back to those moments and I'm like, bhai yaar, it's for these people, dude.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है we should all get into politics.
क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई?
At least some of us. I have plans.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
Not now, but like in a couple of years, because I see the same as you. ठीक है, my community isn't as big as yours, but मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है लोगों के बीच में रहना.
अच्छा.
मेरे को ये चीज़ बड़ी खुशी देती है, लोगों के बीच में रहना, बातें करना उनसे, ऐसे सभाएं होस्ट करना. And why not? You know, because people go to politics from political families after having built a massive business. ठीक है, why not a content creator getting into politics? Why not? You know, because you know everything about learning how to, you know,
how
community building, audience
on people as well.
हाँ, मतलब it makes sense, no? बस ये कि थोड़ा it just, and the communication changes a little bit, but like I think the only thing is maybe you need to learn how the backroom stuff happens, वो सारे deals, negotiations वगैरह, but all the makings of a politician.
Why not?
And not a bad one either, you know, क्योंकि आप जब जनता के साथ जुड़े हुए हो, like, you know, like for example, if say someone who has like a 2.5 crore subscribers, उनके लिए politics में जाना is like also an easy win.
Oh, it is.
You know?
It is.
This is happening. I forget which party, but acha, the BJP recently signed Great Khali. Great Khali is on the BJP. This happened yesterday.
Shitting me, bro.
कल हुआ ये.
क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई?
The Great Khali has a dedicated fan following, so he's a part of the BJP now. I'm not sure Haryana BJP or Punjab BJP, but he might contest elections. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Social media influencers, we are becoming politicians. It's happening.
It's happening, dude. It's already out there.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
तो 5 साल और वेट करना है, फिर we can also.
सही है भाई. बढ़िया compete करेंगे पैन तो मस्त एकदम.
नहीं भाई, और क्या है, उत्तराखंड में you know you can talk about कि मैं आपकी रोड्स फ्लैट कर दूंगा. मैं स्टारबक्स ले आऊंगा यहाँ पे.
अरे भाई लौड़े का स्टारबक्स नहीं आता वहाँ पे भाई.
नहीं आता यार.
People there like वो 10 रुपए की चाय टपरी.
हाँ. दूध वाली वो.
वही. That is the real essence of Dehradun, man. I don't want it to get lost. वही बचा है बस एक. वही एक आखिरी essence.
मेरा nostalgia सिर्फ मेरे लिए. शहर ना बने ये.
कसम से.
I feel that. Bro, it's been great having you on Dostcast.
Likewise, bro.
I had such a fun time. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks to you. Thanks to you for having the fucking patience, man. I've been hanging you around for so fucking long.
Sir, ये तो हमारा काम.
But literally, man, like such an enriching experience for my own self. Like
likewise, bro.
Just you know, just to get to talk about things that literally make you thank the journey. It's a living proof of you know how beautiful the conversation was. So,
and I think you're a great storyteller. I think you should tell more stories. And बस भाई अब मैं पॉलिटिशियन वाले उसमें चला जाऊंगा. भाई मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, ये हमारे भाई हैं, इनका आप सपोर्ट कीजिए. आप इनको फॉलो कर सकते हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे
everywhere as I am Paritosh.
I am Paritosh Anand. I am Vinamre Kasanaa. ठीक है. So any other CTAs you wanna end the video on? Like, how do you have an outro or no? Do you just अपना?
I have an outro for today. Bancho, subscribe to Dostcast.
Let's go. But do you usually have an outro for your videos? Because हर इंसान का होता है ना after a certain point. Or no, you just end whenever you want.
अभी तो नया बन रहा है एक outro भाई.
अच्छा. I
believed I conquered.
Nice. Let's go, bro. ये होता है ना वर्जन 2.0, एक पुराने कोड को लेके उसकी ऐसे करके and you get in. Fucking yeah. I love
Politicians, let's go.
Let's go, bro. क्या कहते हैं? कंटेंट क्रिएटर पार्टी CCP, ICCP नई पार्टी भाइयों की. ठीक है भाई, चलो ब्रो, इट्स बीन ग्रेट. ठीक है, सी यू गाइस नेक्स्ट वीक.